And good evening to everybody. We're live once again. A little bit of atmospheric music there to get you in the mood for the for going back to Thailand. Just sort of give that a try. Yeah, hi to everyone. I'm a bit surprised there's so many in tonight. There's 36 in at the moment. As you know, I normally do the stream on a Saturday, but the football was on last night, and I decided to try tonight. We'll see how it goes. If we get quite a few people in, then I'll keep it going. If it's not too busy, well, I'll keep it going anyway. What the heck? Hot in here tonight, really hot. Just sort everything out. That's done. Got the Kronenbergs on ice. Okay, who we got in? Let's say hi. Say hi to Scott first of all, because it's Independence Day, 4th of July. I don't know if you're in Chicago, Scott. It should be the 4th of July where you are. So all the best to you. Let's read your message. What does it say? Okay. Looking forward to today. Congratulations on your recent appearance on the Nat and Dave show. It truly was an award-winning voiceover appearance. Well done. And then you said Peter makes his Hollywood red carpet appearance at 4:00. Yeah, okay. Well, we just, I don't know some of the voices he uses, but I was in there. It was good fun. Dave Andrew, hi to you. Must say well done to England last night on the football. I'm Scottish, but standard English. Looking forward to the stream tonight. But yeah, well, we won't be talking too much about the football tonight. But what I will tell you is, I was really surprised at the reaction of some people. You know those 1-minute clips where I've just learned how to do them, actually, where you come on and you say, don't forget on Sunday I'll be live streaming. Well, in the first one I did, I said I won't be doing Saturday. But instead of saying football, I don't know why, I said soccer, because I don't watch football. So it doesn't mean anything to me. I just said soccer. I got so many people write to me and say, hey, you're not in America, or, what? It's football, it's not soccer. And most of the messages were kind of half joking, half serious. But I got one guy today. I mean, I don't know what he's smoking, but he wrote to me and his message said, you can't see it now because I've deleted it, but it said soccer, then in capitals, soccer, how dare you? And I thought, how dare me? So I thought he must be joking. So I wrote something back to him, like, I can't remember what I wrote back to him, but he wrote a really nasty message back to me, just because I used the word soccer. So, you just got to be careful, haven't you? There's some funny people out there. Yeah, they did do well last night. Like I say, I'm not a soccer fan, but they won 4-0, so that is a great achievement. Okay, let's say hi to everyone else. Dave Andrew, also on. Dave and Nat was Marky Mark, Peter, and so yeah, we're trying to bring guys in. Marky, he always sort of contributes to the Cronenberg fund, as it were, so we put him in there. Jamie 296. Oh, there is a show tonight. No surprise. Well, it's because of the Saturday. You never know. I might keep it on a Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Now, here we go. Challenging names. Munya Kandudu. Okay. Hey, Peter. How you doing, mate? I'm fine. Thank you. Hey, Josie. At the new bar, that other guy owns with Nat. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit later because we've got some other plans for those animations. Richard Green. Hi, Peter. Right. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Seamus Doherty. I always get your name wrong, Seamus. Sorry. Leeds, good evening, Peter. How are you? Zen ITY. Hi, everyone. Looking forward to Sunday edition. Simon Goodinson. Hello, Peter from Barnsley. Way up north there. Shinria. Hi. Yeah, I did make a guest on the Nat and Dave this week. Taxi Talal. I'm on the exercise. I'm off the beers, doing a few weights in my shed, and we'll watch the stream. Okay, that's good. If I presume you're trying to lose a bit of weight. As you know, I started a diet about a month ago. It's really difficult. I'm very good in the daytime. I only like bananas and apples. Evening, my wife makes me homemade vegetable soup or minestrone soup. I don't have anything else. And then the problem is in the evening, I like a few beers to relax. I don't want to be a priest at the end of the day. But of course, when you've had a drink, you start picking, don't you? And I haven't made meals, but I've been picking. But I'm going to go hardcore this week because I've lost now in the month. I've done about 6.5 kilos, which isn't bad. But the first couple of weeks, I just shed it 5 kilos, but that's mainly because it's all water. And now, like, I only weigh myself on a Sunday because when I did a diet last time, I used to do it every day, and your weight's up and down, you get disappointed. So I only do it on a Sunday. And I looked this morning, it was only half a kilo that I'd lost. So that's not bad, but I'm going to go hardcore this week. So I'll let you know just out of interest every week how it's going. Hi, Damon, Mr. Damon. Yeah, well, we've been talking on the phone half the day, so I won't say anything more to you at the moment. What else are you saying? Taxi. Sorry to the Germans and the Ukrainians. We won't be doing a lot of football talk. Okay, Marky Mark, hi Peter, happy Independence Day to everyone here in the US. Yeah, I did put a message right at the beginning for any Americans watching. Happy Independence Day. And did you notice yourself, Mark, in the animation on Friday it went up, didn't it? Mazza, hey folks, nice change to have the stream on a Sunday. Well, like I say, Mazza, I've never done one on a Sunday. It's the end of the week, isn't it? I have to work tomorrow morning, but we'll see how it goes. And if it goes well, I get some good numbers in. Then I'll keep it going. So who's that giving me a super chat already? Nick Franco. I'm going to have to come round and wash your car because you give me one every week, don't you? A super chat, that is. But thank you very much. That's going towards the Cronenberg fund. I'll carry on saying hi to everyone else first before I get on to anything else. Popcorn, hi, how are you? Football, popcorn, football. He knows what I mean. Stuart Marston, evening. Douglas Redpath, hello from, Tilt, hi, how you doing? Where did I see you recently on a stream, Tilt? You left some comments somewhere. I think it was on Ed Sweeney's. Ed Sweeney. Wasn't it good to see Ed Sweeney back again with his Lost in Space background? Good old Ed. You know, he's the only. I do watch other people's streams, like I watch Trevor's. I like Pat. Pat doesn't do one. I like his videos, and I do, but I don't manage to watch the entire stream of most YouTubers like Trev because just funny times of the day. But you know, the thing about Ed Sweeney's stream, I'm actually sitting there waiting for it to start, like you guys have waited for mine. I've got the beers ready and everything, 10 o'clock, and I'm waiting for it to start. And as soon as it starts, you know, I'm focused on it, and I'm there till the very end. So it was good to see him back again. Right. Fitzy, we call it soccer in Australia. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. If you've just joined us, I got a lot of stick off people for calling it soccer. We call it football here in the UK. Right, okay. Frank Travels, how are you doing? Arnie, evening all. High five, how you doing? Darren Drew, I better get through these quick. There's a lot of people now. Twithless T, great name. Mr. Mitch, Moist Crap McGee, how you doing? I'm from New Zealand originally, so we call it soccer. Why would anybody be offended? I don't think they were offended, most people. It's just I had a nut job right to me today. Soccer, in capitals. Soccer, how dare you? Jesus. Jake McShane, how are you? You're saying hi to Mr. Mitch. Gary Russell from Rotherham, how you doing? D. Proctor, fill your pockets with coins all week. Get Nat to empty them. Yeah, okay. Watching golf from the Nicholas Fletcher, multitasking, watching golf from the USA and this stream. Well, hopefully this is a little bit quicker than the golf game, but I'll get you. Bob Cassidy, Thailand-Bound, bar girl lying to boyfriend in hotel. That's probably Damien. Let me just silence that. Oh, somebody sent me a super chat, so I'll say hi to them. Who's that? Oh, Stephen Wainwright. Hi, thank you, Stephen. Let me just, while I'm thanking you, let me just put this on the screen. I've got a couple of things. I've got some good stuff lined up this week, so I'm just, trying to get everything sorted. I'll leave that there for a second. So yeah, thanks for that PayPal donation there. I've never sort of asked anybody for anything. I don't want to be an e-beggar, but of course it's always appreciated. When somebody sends a few quid. Okay, let's not talk about that. Right. Who else we got? Douglas Redpath, Jake McShane, Gary Russell mentioned you lot. Tony, hello, Peter from Wales. Love Dave and Nat videos. Keep them coming. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Love the background, Dirty Dave. Thanks. The Doctor. Hi from Leeds. How are you doing? Are you really a doctor? Mr. Mitch, hey there. Jake McShane, scenes that way. Dirty Barry, we need to get Eddie in the cartoon. Yeah, okay. To this tea, it's coming home. Michael, getting through these tonight. Incredible Kicks 23, good evening. I think I've just about got everybody now. Mr. Mitch again, Incredible Kicks. Oh, I can't pronounce that one. Who's that? At Abbas Malfield, is it? There are patio bars still running live streams despite the total ban. Naughty. It's Thailand, isn't it? Let me just get rid of this ticker. Okay, I've got loads today, so now we've got 142 in. That's not bad for 10 minutes into the stream. But yeah, I've just got so much to go through with you tonight. I have sorted it out, but I just want to make sure I'll get these up now so I don't forget them, because I normally forget. That's today's exchange rates that I took before I came on the stream. So not too many changes. The Canadian dollar's gone up against the baht. The rest are kind of pretty static. Right, 144 now. Good evening if you've just joined us. Right, let me get rid of that. I'll give these guys a quick mention, get that out of the way before we get into all our stuff. Yeah, so Bangkok Pat put up another video today, very good, kind of like a documentary about the old klongs in Thailand. Somebody said to me once, you're always mentioning Bangkok Pat, he must be paying you something. Honestly, he's not, guys. What it is, I just really like his videos. They're no nonsense, aren't they? Like a documentary. And today's one's about the history of some of the canals. He puts in some old pictures, but to be fair, now he is putting the Thailand-Bound logo at the beginning of his video, so you know that helps, doesn't it, as well? Right, okay, where are we now? Right, okay, let's we're gonna have a couple of quizzes tonight, guys, believe it or not. I thought we'd go down that lane. Gemini Star, how are you? Right, Edward, right, do you think bar girls can change? I'm in touch with an ex-bar girl who has a farm, and she has asked me, yeah, it's the 50, what is it, 50, they say $50,000 question, can a bar girl change? I don't know if you watch, mind you, I don't know if you're one of those guys who read the stories. The first story this week, the guy, he hooked up with a freelancer, and he did end up marrying her, actually. Apparently they're very happy, but that was a story just gone. Talking about the stories, Simon and I have decided to shake things up a little bit. So as you know, I do the stories every Saturday. The Nat and Dave videos come every 2 weeks. But I've decided now that I'm going to put out the stories every 2 weeks. And the reason for that is not because I've suddenly got lazy. What it is, both Simon and I, we're finding we have to put so much effort in just to keep the channel maintained to what we're putting out there at the moment. We've got a live stream on every other Saturday. We've got a live stream with me and him every Wednesday. The stories take me all of Monday and Tuesday. Thank you, Michael, for that, for the Cronenberg Fund. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. You know, so at the moment, what we're doing, we're kind of constantly putting out fires. So I'm stuck on the stories all day, Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I'm doing the live stream with Simon. Then I'm trying to squeeze everything on a Thursday and Friday. Saturday, another live stream, or Sunday now. So what I've decided to do, we want to work on we want to enhance the channel now. You know, we brought in the Nat and Dave, and that people really like that. And we've got a lot of ideas. Instead of doing, we will finish that series off, but later on, we're thinking about doing, rather than putting 1 10-minute one out every 2 weeks, which takes a lot of hours, we're thinking of doing like little 1-minute clips. You know, maybe me and Simon are racing buffaloes down the beach road. I don't know. Or we'll get some of you guys involved. We might even do stories. If you've got a story, we might break it down and do your story. But because it's so much work, we will ask you for something in return. I'll be honest with you. So I'm gonna try and the other thing I want to do is I've had the Thailand-Bound website for about a year, nearly 2 years. There's nothing much on it. There's a bio of Simon, bio of me. There's not a lot. What we want to do on there, we want to make it so all the videos update on there. We want to give members to the channel, we want to entice them to join. We don't want to sort of blackmail them to join. I know there's some channels which kind of do that. I'm not going to name any, but we want to put good things into the members area, not just the odd video, so that people say, hey, I want to join, because you know, we want to do Nat and Dave ringtones, we want to do all sorts, and give that all free to members, you know, because a lot of work, we want a little bit back. So we're not asking for anything, we're just saying, you know, we'll give them, we'll make it worth the membership. So that's why I'm not going to be doing the story every 2 weeks, but I will be working on other stuff. Simon's working on other stuff, and it'll be all good stuff to come in the future. So I hope you guys understand the every 2 weeks story, and hopefully the new stuff that we bring in you'll like just as much as the Dave and Nat. All right, so shall we do a couple of stories? If you just joined us, good evening. Happy Independence Day to the Americans watching. Nick Franco says, I missed your Wednesday chat, but needed to ask Simon when he is going to show off his prized herd of buffalo. Was that it's moving so fast? Water buffalo, yeah. He's what Simon. I mean, I can't take any credit for that Nat and Dave videos. Guys write to us, they write to me, and they say, oh, why don't you bring this element into the story, and why don't you bring that element into it? But it has a script. You can't just sort, oh, we'll do that. It's planned. And so what Simon does, he'll write an entire script for so many episodes, and it's done like that. So, you know, Nat walks into the bar, Jason calls up, then Dave's angry, and he has to write a proper script. Then he has to go off and get the voices for Nat. He has to get the voices for that brilliant American accent that he does. You know, and obviously I've put a little bit of input in. Then he has to make all the animations, you know, the eyes blinking, the mouth, you know, the legs moving. Hell of a lot of work. So I can't really take any credit as far as that goes. That's all Simon's work. This is one of the reasons when I thought the channel was going a little bit stale a few months ago, I thought, right, bring Simon in, and so this is sort of pepped it up a little bit. So that's pretty good. All right, let's see what's gone on tonight. Right, I'm going to try and make this a non-movid stream. I don't really want to talk about what everybody's talking about and what I mentioned. I'll mention a little bit right now. We'll talk a very little bit about the Sandbox in Phuket, but I don't want to get really into it in a big way, because honestly, guys, I'm fed up of it. I'm really fed up of it, and it's just not something I want to do here. You know, I mean, I enjoy these streams as well, and I just don't want to do it. I will read what's necessary. I was watching a YouTuber last week, and he was saying, he said, "Oh, look, everybody's been negative about this Sandbox in Phuket. They're putting it down. They should be positive. You know, Thailand's opening up again." And yeah, I mean, we all want to be positive. I like being positive, but you know, when you're reading things like, you know, a dozen field hospitals with a capacity of 800 people are going up, and 70% of the people have got it now, have got the Delta version, and you know, and you're reading all these things, but it's really hard to keep a positive spin on it. And you know, I said to you 2 weeks ago when I did the stream, I said, hey, we've got you know, guys, we've got light at the end of the tunnel. Prime Minister has said 120 days, open on the 1st of October. I'm going to book my ticket. I'll be out there for Christmas. I'm reading the Tiger or something last week, and all of a sudden he's now saying we'll be open on the 15th of October. Well, where's the 2 weeks gone? So, you know, I mean, I'm very skeptical. I can only, you know, I read one story over here that says, you know, like the Sandbox, for instance, 6,000 people in, all tested, not a single case. And then I look at another online periodical, and it's like a flight came in and somebody tested positive. So everybody has to, you know, I mean, what can you do? You just got to try and stay positive, but you can't ignore the facts and bury your head in the sand or in the sandbox. All right, so let me just read this little article out, and this is from the Tiger, and this will give you a kind of general, this was from today actually, so you might have read this. It's very short, and then we'll move on to all the other stuff. Okay, so the title of this one is Flights and Passenger Numbers Slowly Rising in Phuket Sandbox. Day 4 of the Phuket Sandbox reopening. While numbers aren't anywhere near earlier estimates or historical totals, they are steadily growing day by day. Each day has brought a few more flights and passenger numbers to Phuket, and the arrivals are steadily creeping up. Today's arrivals are underway, with the Thai Airways London flight landing first this morning at 6:07. It had been estimated to have sold about 150 seats, but the number of travellers who arrived and are staying in Phuket has not been confirmed yet. Similarity, Thai Airways from Zurich landed an hour later at 7:08 and had been predicted to be carrying about 50 passengers. Alongside Thai Airways flight, Singapore Airlines brought a morning flight to Phuket, as well as arriving at 9:11 a.m., but with no data on the number of passengers. Today, there are 32 flights on the schedule to arrive into Phuket International Airport, the majority coming from Bangkok. In 2020, 30 flights arrived and departed from Phuket on July the 4th, but in 2019, the number of arrivals and departures was 290 flights. So there you go. Dirty Dave, thanks for that 10 quid. That's going straight into the Cronenberg fund. Appreciate that. So look, guys, I mean, that's what it is. What it is as people like to say, it's you know, you can only go on the information that's coming out of Thailand. There's a lot of guys, you know, on the day that the Sandbox opened up, there was some, you know, the regular the guys who are in Thailand. Oh, hey, I'm in Phuket, it's day 1, here we go. And you know, there's so many serious videos out there about what's happening, facts, figures, you know, what happened last week. So I've done my bit now on the Sandbox, so let's move on and make it a nice stream, and we'll talk about everything else. And I tell you what, we'll do this now. Let's have how many people got in? I'll leave it for 5 minutes yet. This one, I'm actually trying not to use my clipboard now. I'm actually reading this from the screen, but I have still got some bits on my clipboard here. It's I can't give it up. Okay, so that was the one about the Sandbox. Let's see what else we've got. Oh, I've got a picture with this one. Let me put this one in. I'll do the 3 picture ones first. Only little quirky stories if I can find the pictures. Right, let me put this joker on screen, and then I'll read the story out. So the story I'm going to read is about the guy who have blacked out across the eyes. He's sitting down, and it's unbelievable, really. You know, we're always saying when you're in Thailand, you know, keep your nose clean, don't do anything stupid. Well, okay, let me just read this short out for you. It says, man in patio arrested after allegedly stealing liquor running across roofs. Police in Patty arrested a foreigner, a budding ninja, yesterday for allegedly grabbing 2 bottles of liquor from a local store and running off without paying for them. The shop clerk and nearby residents chased after the man, who apparently ran across the roofs of people's homes to get away. Reports say he was caught after falling from a roof. So he's not a very clever guy, is he, really? And I'll go straight into the next story, which is another quirky one. I'll put another picture on screen for you. This is something new I'm doing now with a few pictures. Right, there we go. Look at that handsome chap. And this one is, man finds 4-meter python in his garage. So, you know, it's like sometimes you're in your garage, you're cluttering out, you've got a beer in your hand, you think, oh, check things out in the garage. Yesterday, a nightmare came true for a patio man when he found a python that weighed 30 kilograms in his garage. At 1 a.m., rescue workers were dispatched to the man's garage, a second-hand car shop house in Nong Pru. The rescue workers and local media got to the scene to find a 4-meter python. It reportedly took only 15 minutes to capture the python. So you wouldn't want to wake up and you wouldn't want to go into your garage and find that, would you? Okay. So that's a couple of quirky stories for you. Right. Marky Mark, thank you. Again, very generous of you. You do it every week. We'll try and get you in the animation again this week, but that's down to Simon. Right, let me just go back on some of these, and thanks again to you, Dave. I want to read out some of the stuff you guys are saying. There's quite a few comments coming since I started last read. No. Yeah, El Terrifical, the lawyer and the new star of the videos. I actually like that as well. You know, when Nat was with Jason in the office, the animation, if you don't know what we're talking about, and they were talking to the lawyer, and the lawyer says, yeah, you'll have 49%, Jason, and Nat will have 20%, and 3 ties, my staff will have the other percentage, but they'll all be strangers. And in the picture, they're all giving it a high five. Very good. That's down to Simon again. Yeah, Taxi Dallas. Simon is very creative cartoon. Thai stories could really take off. Love the idea. Well, as I say, that's what we're planning now. I'm going to cut down the stories. I'm not going to get rid of them because I'm still getting sent them, but we're going to cut them down, and we're going to try and do some more different things with the cartoons. We want to do ringtones, give them away, and all sorts of things. John 55 Thailand. Jason Finch. Okay, you're sending. You'll talk to someone else. Okay, Michael Rajpal, what ideas do you have about the type of content you want to create once you arrive in the kingdom? Yeah, I speak to Simon sort of at least 3-4 times a week, and some of our conversations go on for 2-3 hours. We've talked about it a lot. We want to try and be really creative. We want to do different stuff. It's really been difficult for me being in the UK. Simon's a little bit shy. He doesn't like to go out with a selfie stick walking down Sukhumvit and giving it that. He's not that kind of person. But I won't give too much away at the moment, but what we won't be doing, we won't be walking down, you know, Soy 8 and saying, hey, look, this bar's open and that bar's closed and things are picking up. We won't be doing videos like that. There'll still be the odd story, but we'll try and we'll look at things. I think we'd like to bring in some bits and pieces into the channel that isn't always related to Thailand. I know it's Thailand-Bound, and the channel's about Thailand, but sometimes you can do stuff. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. The first thing I'm not going to say because somebody will pinch my idea. I was going to say when I first get back to Bangkok, I've got a great idea for a really quirky video, but I'm not going to say it here because I'll be looking through the videos and somebody will do it and I'll be like, damn, why did I open my mouth? Okay, Mark Richard, is 90 days the maximum you can stay on a tourist visa in Thailand and you leave 24 hours like the fifth? Well, as far as I know, there's 2 ways you can do it. I always thought you can stay for 3 months. I'll tell you how you do it. So if you go in, if your country is approved for well, it's not even a visa. When you go in a tourist, it's a visa exempt. That's what it is. It's not a tourist visa. It's a visa exempt. But I'm getting technical now. So if you come in from a country where they give you a visa on arrival, for instance, so you come in 30-day stamp. You can go to immigration and you can extend that for another month. That's it then, 60 days. But another way you can do it if you want to stay longer, you can send your passport off to a Thai embassy in your country, like the UK where I am. They come back very, very quick, apparently. Simon's mother used to visit him there, and that's what she did. So you send off your passport, they give you a 2-month stamp in your passport. So when you arrive, you've already got 60 days, and then when that 60 days is coming to the end, you can get another 30 days, so you can do 90 days on a tourist visa if you plan it correctly. So I hope that answers you, Mark. Hi, Karim, how are you? Karam Farang from the jungle. Yeah. Right, okay. Who else before we get into anything? Yes, Paul Hoskin, yeah, I know what you mean. Somebody said to me today they should have called it Shutter Island, but I you know, I don't know, is that being negative? Right, Marky Mark, when I see the Thailand-Bound reply to comments, is that you or Simon? Most of the time it's me who replies to the comments because I've got more time than Simon. I do work, but I only work for an hour in the morning, then I work again for an hour about 3 o'clock. Simon's got his factory, he's pretty busy, and he's doing these animations. So I tend to do more work than Simon does, but I've already said I accept that. I don't mind it. So he does reply to comments, but he'll only do it once a day. So he goes into his studio at 7 a.m, answers all the comments. So I'm still asleep, obviously. And then that's it till the following morning for him normally, whereas I'm constantly updating throughout the day. Moist Crap McGee, wow, there was just a big explosion not far from me in Sampok Prakan. Rattled my windows. Yeah, because you're in Thailand, don't you? I wonder what it is. You have to tell us next week. Yeah, Paul, no more. I'll put that up for you. Yeah, Moist Crap McGee says maybe the fireworks factory again. That went up, didn't it? Hate snakes. Ooh, Robert. Pinball, these are old stories. They're not old, they're this week's stories. So I'm doing a stream on a Sunday. The story about the Sandbox I took from the Tiger today. They issued it today. The snakes and the what was the other story I just told? The guy running across the roof. They're maybe a week old, I don't know, but I think they're interesting. I read them today. I hadn't heard about them, and I'm telling them to other people who might not have heard about them. So you know, honestly, I don't think it really matters. I'm not a news channel. I'm not. If you want the latest news, you know, there's the BBC, there's CNN. I'm just reading out a few quirky stories for people that might not have heard about the snake or the guy running across the roof, like I hadn't. Okay, Sean K1M, happy 4th of July. Sending love from Long Beach, California. Yeah, I did wish all the Americans a happy 4th of July right at the very beginning of the stream. And that's thanks to Damon for remembering about that. I probably would have forgot. Jason Finch, what about Maggie Mays and the Cave Club ladies? Don't know what that is. Okay. Right, Jason Buddy just got in from work. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Nicholas Fletcher, Bar Girl video was so funny. I don't know if you mean the story or probably the animation, I'm guessing. Okay. Bob Custody, very important video, every expert. So let me just, because this is probably, hi Black Bolt, how are you? The Bar Girl video was great, by the way. It was uncomfortable, but it's the facts. Yeah, totally true. I agree with you there. So I'll just do another one of these stories that I got. It might be a little bit older week. It might be 2 days old. It might be 2 weeks. I don't know. But I thought it was quite a fun story to read out. So I have got a picture of this one as well. I'll put this up and then I'll read the story out to you. This is quite comical, actually. Well, not for the people who live there. Right, there's the picture on the screen there. So I think you can imagine what the story is about. I can't find the story now. Here we go. So the story reads, Thailand's Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, along with local authorities, is currently examining a case involving wild elephants intruding upon a local resident in Hua Hin. Officers arrived at a house for inspection after pictures of a wild elephant breaking a kitchen wall looking for food went viral yesterday, June 20th. Okay, so this one is a little bit old. It's about a week and a half old. According to, I've only just seen it today, by the way. According to the Facebook account owner who posted the viral pictures, the elephant came to her kitchen every day for food, but never did any harm to any of the family members. So obviously, yeah, she's been feeding the elephant there, and it knows where the food is, but he probably didn't mean to break a wall. He was probably just hungry, as it were. Nicholas Fletcher, my ex-wife. Yeah, Marky Mark elephant is breaking and entering. God, it's really hot tonight, isn't it? I'm in this. I've got a fan here, but I don't want to put it on in case you guys can't hear me. Bob Cassidy, don't forget the guy that got the fireworks shoot off. Hang on, let me just hold that. Right, Bob, don't forget the bloke that got the fireworks shoot off in his face was in Patra a few years ago. He died. Oh, right, okay. And Damien, looks like my kitchen in Bury Ram. Pet elephant. We got rats. Voice crack me. Yeah, that's one thing. There's not much I don't like about Thailand, but there's two things I really hate. One is those big cockroaches, because some of them fly, don't they? And the rats. I just hate rats, you know. And there's a guy called Pete Mack. He came back just as everything started, and he was telling me when he was walking down Sukhumvit, because all those, you know, those street vendors that open up late at night, people spit bits of food on the floor, don't they? Rats come out at night and feast. Well, of course, when it all started, there was no food being served, and these rats were desperate. And he said, you walk down Sukhumvit, and they were running over your feet. And he sent me some videos, and I think I put them up on a video. But yeah, horrible. That's the one thing. I used to sit in the middle of Nana Plaza in that bar in the middle early, maybe 8 o'clock, and I'll be sitting there, and you know the spirit house, the shrine sort of thing, they put the bottles of cherryade and apples, oranges and things on there. Well, there's a hole on the curb there, and you'd be sitting there having your drink, and these rats would come out, and they'd just be sitting there, all this music going on, people walking by, they didn't give a damn, they're just sitting there, and horrible to look at, you know. I've had some, I wouldn't say bad experiences with rats in Bangkok, but I've been sort of in a restaurant and seen one. I've seen one running across a bar, and you know, it's just not a nice situation to be in. Yeah, the dirty barrier, the biggest rats are in Bangkok, and the giant centipedes. I haven't really seen too many of them. I don't mind the little lizards that run up and down the walls and stuff. They're okay. Not that big one though. That was in 7-Eleven on that viral video. Okay, so 155 in now. Good evening to everybody. It's a Sunday. I think a lot of people didn't know I was doing a stream. I did advertise it, but hopefully we'll get a few more in. But what we'll do till it hurts. How are you? The running Frank and the giant center. Yeah, okay. Right. What we'll do, I have got the clipboard here. So I touched on this the last stream I done. We were talking, I thought I'll make a bit of a game of this. So I hope you're going to enjoy this. So the last stream I did, we were talking about TV shows, mainly UK, but some stateside as well, where you couldn't put them on now. They're politically incorrect. And I think I've got, how many got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, I've got 12 TV shows that run from the 70s right up to the 90s that were very, very popular. They just couldn't put them on now. So I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I want you guys to, in the comments, let me know what the reason why you think they couldn't come back, because they were politically incorrect or there was something wrong with them. And just try and watch how you answer it, because you know some of them, obviously racism, stuff like that, you just be careful how you answer it, because if it's a little bit over the top, I'll have to kind of not block you but delete the message and nobody will see it, which is a shame. So I'll go through these. You tell me why you think they were politically incorrect, and we'll see who gets the most. So the first one, there is an American one in here or two. If you're Australian, I apologize, because you probably won't know most of these. But the first one, it's quite a later one. It's Little Britain. So why do you think Little Britain couldn't come back on air now? They just wouldn't show it. And I'll wait for your answers to come in, then I'll let you know. Okay, El Terrifical says The Cosby Show. JD, that is wrong. I don't know what you mean by that is wrong. Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. I think you're replying to Benot Live Skew, is it? Thai people don't really want to get. Yeah, okay. No, Philip, it wasn't. I don't think it was because of that. If you are referring to Jim will fix it. Yeah, he really fixed it, didn't he? But I forgot to put him on the list, but maybe another time. Right, Michael Bradley, Only Gay in the Village. Okay, anybody else? Jason Bodai says racism. So we're talking about Little Britain. Why wouldn't any TV program want to put that on at the moment? All right. Ting Tong, Little Britain. I'll just give it another minute to see if anybody gets it right. There's a few reasons actually. I'll just read out what it says. Right, most people think it's Ting and Tong. All right. Let me read out why the TV companies wouldn't put it on air anymore. So it said the show has been criticised for portraying unkind stereotypes about working class people. Vicky Pollard, who was depicted as a working class chav. Andy Pitkin, who falsely presented himself as a wheelchair bound to gain the attention of his carer. So yeah, I mean, he was kind of faking being in a wheelchair. Okay, so next one, Mrs. Brown's Boys, and I didn't know this one. That's been taken off air, and it, as far as I know, it can't come back on because it's politically incorrect. So why do you think Mrs. Brown's Boys was taken off air, or it won't come back on air? High Five says, I'll put that up. I'll put that up for everyone to see. If you're not in the UK and you don't know who, if you're not British and you don't know who Jimmy Savile was, apologies, but he was notorious for fixing things. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. You say you don't know that show, Mrs. Brown's Boys. It's not. It is popular, but only with some people. Really, FF's the BBC hid. Okay. Jim Davidson show. Yeah. Dirty Barry says, I never knew. Well, let's get through these because not many people getting the answers on this one. I'll get to some of the popular ones, which you will know. So what it says, the reason Mrs. Brown's Boys, viewers of the series have deemed it transphobic as the main female character, Agnes, is played by a male, Brendan O'Carroll. So Mrs. Brown is a guy, isn't it? But she's portraying as a woman. And I suppose transvestites got a bit offended by that. So they won't have it on. Right, here's a surprise. Fawlty Towers, one of the greats, you know. I mean, they benchmark new comedy shows. They use Fawlty Towers as a benchmark. Only one episode was pulled, and it was deemed as politically incorrect. They only ever made 12 episodes of Fawlty Towers. I've watched them probably 5 times over the years. I watched the original, and then every few years I'll watch them all again. But there was one episode that got pulled. I'll give you the reason after you've guessed why. And they do show it on some channels, but they put not a disclaimer, a warning that it's a little bit. I'll tell you what they put after this. Yeah, somebody's got it right. Stuart Marston says Manuel. You could, if that wasn't the Pacific region, Manuel the waiter. I mean, he was always getting slapped about, wasn't he? But that wasn't the main reason. Anybody else? Okay, a couple of people getting it now. Give it another 30 seconds, and I'll read out. Yeah, most people getting it now. Okay, so Fawlty Towers, there was only one episode that they banned or they don't play. I'll just read it out to you. It says, so Fawlty Towers, it's 1975, Don't Mention the War episode, was temporarily removed from UK TV because the episode used a racial slur. The episode was later reinstated with guidance and warning, highlighting the potentially offensive content and language. So, you know, if you've watched Fawlty Towers, and who hasn't, you remember the German scene. You started it, not us, and so that, you know, it's quite politically incorrect. Right, let's go across the pond, as they say. It's an American one now. It was very, very popular in the UK. The Dukes of Hazzard. I used to watch it when I was quite young because of Daisy and them little shorts, which I'm sure a lot of guys did. But that's actually, no network would take that on again. It wouldn't be shown because that is politically correct. And why do you think that is? Why do you think the Dukes of Hazzard can't be shown again, but a lot of networks, they just won't show it again? So we've got one sort of touching on a couple of right answers. It wasn't because of Daisy's legs. I think, you know, they're only little hot pants, weren't they? But, you know, I don't know what it was. When did that come out? It was around the late 70s, early 80s, was it? But, you know, if you were a sort of 17, 18-year-old guy at the time, and you know, you tune in and Daisy Duke came out, it was quite exciting times. Yeah, okay, so most of you are getting this. I don't know. Sorry, I'll just call you Ben. I can't pronounce your name. You did say you're Canadian, because I assumed you were French last time. I do remember you saying you were Canadian, so I'll just call you Ben because I can't pronounce your name. I apologize for that. Nicholas Fletcher says they show it weekend mornings on Forces TV now. Yeah, okay, but you know, normally like the mainstream networks won't take it. Boss Hogg was, no, it wasn't because Boss Hogg was gay. He was a character, wasn't he, in his white suit? It was a little bit corny. They'd say, you know, they'd have scenes where the car was filthy and it went through a creek, and they'd say, it'd come up and say they just drove through the Hazard car wash. It came out all gleamy. So, okay, I'll read out what it says, why it was, it won't be taken on again. So the Dukes of Hazzard, their car was named General Lee with a large Confederate flag painted on the roof. isn't something that would go over well on TV now. I don't know exactly what this general did. You don't need to tell me here because it'll come out all wrong. But he was something to do with slavery, that sort of thing. And obviously he has connections to that. So people just didn't like it, and that's why they won't show it again. Right, here's a good one. 1973 to 1976. I'll be surprised if anybody gets this, and if you do, I'll say well done in advance. Right, Man About the House. Do you remember that? Does anybody know why that wouldn't be shown again? That's a 70s show, mid 70s, 1973 to 76. I thought it was quite funny at the time, but they wouldn't show it now because it's politically incorrect. Why do you think that is? I won't wait too long for this because I don't think many people will get this. Boss Hogg is a legend. Nicholas Fletcher. Okay, yeah. Some of these I won't put up, but he's talking about the Confederate flag there. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll give you the answer to this because I doubt anybody's going to get this one. It's a little bit difficult. So, Man About the House, politically incorrect. So, what the series was about, it featured two girls and a guy, and the two girls shared a flat, and they let the guy live with them. And what the article said, it said two single women allowed a single man, Robin, that was a guy in the series, to share their flat. Unmarried cohabitation was enough to set the 1970s audiences complaining. So in other words, this guy lived with two girls and they weren't married, and sort of older sort of people didn't like it. They thought it was a bit what's that, Bob? The stupid Dixie flag, I say, let racists be okay, all right. Robin Tripp was a perv. He was in another one, wasn't he? Robin's Nest with a restaurant. Okay, we haven't got too many to go. Now, this one is so obvious. If you don't get this one, I'll be surprised. I had to throw in a really, really easy one here, right? So the next one, I thought it was quite funny at the time. I didn't think it had any, I suppose looking back on it, yeah, I understand it. I get it. But at the time, it was different times, wasn't it, in the 70s? I thought it was quite funny, but it was Mind Your Language. Do you remember that one? 1977 to 86. Now, I know a lot of people will know why this one was deemed politically incorrect. Why do you think Mind Your Language was wouldn't come back on air? Okay, Taxi to Allow, YouTube's hidden your comment, but I will show it because I don't see anything offensive there. There you go. It's, you'd have to be British to understand that one, wouldn't you? Okay, come on, guys, you must know this one. Mind Your Language. Okay, I'm going to have to tell you, not many answers coming in. All right, okay, so Mind Your Language. A night school English teacher struggled to control a class full of immigrants who delighted audiences with their funny voices. Remaking it now could turn Brexit tension into full-blown civil war. Okay, only a few. Right, who remembers Hogans Heroes? Hogans Heroes was set in a prisoner of war camp in Germany. It was an American series. You had they had funny names for the guards and stuff. You had Colonel Klink. You had a big fat German who used to guard them, and they had the Americans had a kind of friendly relationship with him. It was actually a comedy, but it was set in a stalag prisoner of war camp. It was quite funny at the time, actually. Sam Moffat, I know nothing. That was a great episode on 40 Towers. The horse, remember? If anybody asks you, Manuel, you don't know anything. I know nothing. Okay. Yeah, Black Bolt. Hogans Heroes was great. It was good, but why do you think it's politically incorrect? Why would no network take on Hogans Heroes nowadays? Even if people wanted to see it again, they'd just turn it down. Why do you think that was? El Terrifico, never heard of Mind Your Language. Yeah, you've got to be knocking on a bit. Like, I'm 61, so if you're sort of 55 up, you'll know it. Yeah, I've heard of that. Jane McShane let me put that up. It says in America there was a very popular show called Three's Company that was based on Man About the House. Okay, I didn't know that. I've actually come across the show, but I didn't really watch it too much. Yeah, Ain't Half Hot. Have I got that on the list? No, that's not on the list, but you're absolutely right, Tony. Yeah, it was because it was racist. But it was different times, you know. I mean, I'm not saying it was acceptable, but it wasn't thought about so much, I suppose. Right, Michael, They cancelled the Bond films from the 60s and 70s. Yeah. I wasn't ever a really big Bond fan. I mean, they're okay. Roger Moore wasn't my favorite one. I liked the later ones, with what's his name? Craig Daniels, is it? But I used to hate those corny lines that come out with, remember Jaws, the big guy with the teeth, and he'd come after, and not Sean Connery, Roger Moore was fighting him on this high platform, and he pushed Jaws over, and he hit this electric fence. It was like, zzz, and it's all finished. He's dead. Roger Moore looks so. No, it wasn't Roger Moore. It was what's the other one? God, I forgot his name now. Sean Connery. So Sean Connery's fighting with Jaws. He pushes him over. He lands on this electric fence. Does this, gets killed, and he looks over. And shocking. Just really corny. Right. Okay. Hogans Heroes. Are you holding your breath? You probably want to know the answer to this. Right. Okay. So Hogans Heroes. The popular comedy followed a ragtag band of POWs led by Colonel Hogan. A comedy set in Nazi Germany is not something most networks would be itching to make these days. So there you go, Hogans Heroes. When I come up with this little quiz, I kind of forgot that not everybody's in the same country. So I suppose a lot of people won't have heard of a few of these, but I've only got a few left. Now, this one, I'm expecting the chat to go crazy. You should know the reason for this. And if you're not British again, sorry about this, but I'll do a quick one. Till Death Do Us Part with Alf Garnett. Why could that not be shown again? Yeah, Bob, I don't think that's why it was, it wouldn't be shown again. But it's true, yeah. Alf Garnett. Actually, I tell you what is really quite if you've ever got time, if you watch on YouTube, Alf Garnett does a stand-up routine. It's called An Audience with Alf Garnett, and it's quite funny, actually. Hang on, what does that say? Sam Moffat. Let me read that because YouTube have held it back. Okay, that's fine. We can show that. I won't say it, but there you go. Okay, Bob, it's held yours, but you got the right answer there. Yeah. Okay. So the way it's depicted in these, it just says racism and bad language, and I think that's one we all knew, wasn't it? Right. The Benny Hill show. Why would that never come back on? It probably does get shown on some, outer space channel that nobody watches. But Benny Hill. Why? What do you think the reason why they would never show Benny, or they don't show Benny Hill again? I mean, I remember Benny Hill when he was. Me and my friends, we only watched it. I didn't think it was that funny, but we used to watch it, obviously, because of Pan's People and Legs and Co. And they had scenes. I remember one scene where, I don't know if it was Legs and Co. or Pan's People, they dressed up as fire women with mini skirts and, and they come sliding down this pole. And for a 15-year-old boy at the time, it was like, it was very, very racist, to say the least. Benny Hill. Right, Bob Cassidy. I love Benny Hill. Yeah, I watched a documentary on Benny Hill. He did die quite a sad life. I mean, I think he was dead for about 3 days before anybody found him. Okay, right, Javier. Actually, 40 Towers was a very funny show. I don't understand what's going on anymore these days. It seems like everyone is getting offended very easily. The new version of Porridge is awful. Do you know, I'm glad you said that, because I watched Porridge with Ronnie Barker. Used to be one of my favorite shows. The film, I've watched it must be 3 times. Excellent, absolutely excellent comedy. Ronnie Barker is a real legend, and I watched the new version of it, and it is crap. I don't know any other way to say it. It's terrible. I watched it once. I got all excited. They said they've remade Porridge. I, got ready to watch it. They started showing it, and I thought, this is flipping awful. So not again. Right, Tilt Hurts. The chase at the end of each episode. Benny Hill was almost soft porn. That's Black Bolt. Benny Hill was really good. I didn't really, with Benny Hill, I didn't really, I didn't find his comedy that funny. It was very slapstick, wasn't it? But we used to, tune in, as they say. We would watch it every week, just because it was a bit of, nearly, like you say, soft porn. We only had 3 channels back then. That for Philip, I don't know. YouTube hold back a few of these, but I'm kind of approving them. So, all right, I'll just say all it says for Benny Hill is sexist and racist. Well, we knew he was sexist. the way he used to chase the women around the field, didn't we? Okay, now here's a surprise for you. A lot of you might not have heard of this, but do you remember the kids program from the 70s called Trumpton Town? Here comes Windy Miller and all that sort of thing. That wouldn't be shown again. Why do you think that is? Trumpton. Rolf Harris show. Yeah. Okay, I don't know Sanford and Son. Mr. Poloska. I'll call you Mr. Poloska because I can't pronounce your first and last name. D-Rock, Bobcaster, yep, they killed television and news and politics. Yeah, I suppose it's easy for us to say that, isn't it? But if you're somebody who's in that category, who's getting, I don't want to get, because I'll get complaints again after that video. Remember the Desmond video? I'm just trying to say, if you're somebody who's in that sort of category of people who's getting made fun of or something like that, then it's a bit more serious, isn't it? Damien says Frank Spencer tipped you. Yeah, Frank Spencer. Some mothers do have him. He did all his own stunts. Fantastic. Okay, so Trumpton. Let me put you out your misery. Yeah, Dave Andrew. I love Trumpton. Matthew Alcon. That TV is like 70s, but love how they watch it together. Reminds me of the 70s. Yeah. So Trumpton was a kid's. Wasn't a cartoon, was it? Kind of almost, I don't know what you call it, like puppets that move, kind of weird. It was politically incorrect because it's described as the whitest town in Britain. That's all they said, and I won't go into it. I think you know what I mean. Right, now here's a surprise. Looney Tunes, the cartoon for kids. That's politically incorrect, or maybe some episodes, but I'll be surprised if anybody gets this. It was nothing to do with sexism or racism. A little bit, but there was when I read it, I thought, yeah, it kind of makes sense because you think of the era when that came out, but it wouldn't be shown again. Not all the episodes. Stuart Marston, Trumpton. I seem to recall something about drug. No, I don't know about that. It's a kids show. Kenny Everett show. Don't watch if you don't get offended. Bring back the banana splits. I don't remember the banana split. But then don't forget, guys, I spent a lot of time overseas in the hotels in Thailand, so a lot of these shows I missed. Bring back the Brady Bunch. Yeah, that was I had a. Do you remember the movie The Brady's Bunch? I mean, that was deemed politically incorrect as well. I haven't got that one here, but I did read it, and I forget the reason why. Oh, it was a movie because in the movie, the husband, the Brady father, was portrayed as gay, wasn't he? Jason Bodeye says cruelty to animals. I forgot which one we're even on. Looney Tunes. No, it wasn't that actually, but good guess. Nick Franco. Violence for Looney Tunes. That's another good guess, Nick. But no, that wasn't the main reason. I'll keep this going for a little while because you're going to be surprised. Yeah, Damien says that. I'll put that up for you, Damien. There you go. I didn't even know that was still on. Now we know what you get up to in your spare time, Damien. And it was a myth. You know, a lot of people. Well, I've read that Captain Pugwash. Because they had funny names and that was politically incorrect. That was all made up. There was nothing in it. The writer of that show actually, I don't know if he topped himself or he had a nervous breakdown. He was destroyed anyway. It destroyed him because he was so proud of that show. And people just made it up. It wasn't true. Yeah, so I'll put that up. Sam says they're still making Looney Tunes stuff. They did a movie a few years ago. Yeah, so I'm talking about the early days of Looney Tunes. So let me tell you what the reason was. Because Tom and Jerry had I can't say that Nicholas, unfortunately, but it wasn't that. The Magic Roundabout, all based about, okay. Some of these I can't put up, guys. Liam, okay. Right, let's put you out your misery. So, Looney Tunes, I'll read it just as I got the information, okay? Let me get, no, that's it. Right, they have some World War II and Cold War era propaganda episodes, not to mention racist stereotypes. So remember, in those days, there was a Cold War, wasn't there, with Russia and America? And apparently some of these cartoons were kind of had a reference to the Cold War, and they just don't want to bring that back. Right, we're on the last one now. And this is another obvious one. And again, if you're not British and you haven't heard of any of these, you're nearly out your pain. There's 168 now. Hi to everyone. And the last one is Love Thy Neighbor. And I'm sure there was a copy or a similar show in America because we take American programs, they take British programs. Love Thy Neighbors. I don't even need the clipboard for that one. It was at the time, it was quite a funny show, but it was kind of like the norm. It's easy for me to say it was funny at the time. But the guy, it was I don't even, how do I say it now so I don't offend anybody? There was a person of color living next door to a typical English white guy. I hope I've said that correctly. And if you haven't seen it, you're not English. It was a 70s comedy program, and they were always having a go at each other. And it was basically the comedy was based on racism, so it wasn't. It would be unacceptable today. But there you go, guys. That's 12 of the unpolitically correct TV shows that couldn't be shown today, and there's some good ones that came up that I'd forgotten about. What's that one, Nick? What are you saying there? Just got here. What have I been missing, Mr. Peter? Oh, not a lot really. We've said Happy Independence Day to the Americans. We've done 12 politically incorrect TV shows, and that's about it. Right. Welcome anyway. What are you guys saying about it? Right. Crocodile Sunday. How do shows like South Park stay on TV then? No idea. Marky Mark. I've got to be careful with some of these. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't put it up, unfortunately, Mark. I wish I could put this one up, but I can't put it up. But it's true what you said. On the buses. Do you remember On the Buses? Blakey. Yeah, that was funny as well. But again, I saying that though, I did watch that. I think about a year ago on the Gold Channel. Glenn says Flintstones would be racist when Fred takes judo lessons. Married with children from Till. We'll move on from this in a minute, guys. I just want to hear some of yours. 20 Rothman says On the Buses. Yeah. El Terrifico. How dare you? I don't know who he's talking about. 2. I think you got the Fred Flintstone picture there. Dave Andrew. I'll put that up there so everyone can see that. There you go. Dave Andrew. Fantastic. Love child. Okay. 20 Rothmans. Olive is still alive. Last one. Paul Hoskin. American war films because they take credit for everything. Oh, I don't know. I mean, some of the American war films are fantastic. Look at Private Ryan. That was really good. I can't talk about it here. I wish I could, but there's some porn films that have been made based on real films, and they've got titles based on that real title. And they're really clever titles. I wish I could tell you here because I watched a comedy show where they were reading out all these titles of mainstream films, but they've been twisted with different words to be the X-rated version. Obviously, I can't talk about it here, but they were really good. Right. Okay. Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, I did read as well. Only Fools and Horses is I don't know why. I didn't want to do a big long list because I would have sent you all to see Burning Manning. Yeah. Now Burning Manning, I thought he was a really funny comedian, but he was quite racist. But I watched an interview with Burning Manning once, and he actually said, look, I'm not racist. He said, I've got an Indian doctor living next door to me. We were the best of friends. He said, I just tell jokes. And but of course they were racist jokes. You can't justify it. Nicholas, I'll put that up. I think every young man has watched that. Okay, Black Belt, love American Style, wouldn't make it. Free love 90s 70s. Chubby Brown, yeah, he's another one. He's never done mainstream. I watched an interview with him a few years ago. He's always wanted to hit mainstream, but he has to do kind of like music hall stand up because he's just so blue, isn't he? I mean, my favorite comedian, he doesn't do a lot at the moment, but I like Peter Kay. I just find him really funny, especially when he does this stuff about people pointing, what time you going on holiday? It's over there and all this. Really good, really funny. Dad's Army. I don't think they're still showing Dad's Army, Tony. Yeah, Jim Davidson. He was yeah. Okay, shall we move on from these and do something else, or I'm going to put that one up, Paul, because I'm not going to say that, but I haven't thought about that, but you've got a point. Oh no, it wasn't that one. Hang on. There we go. You've got a point. Oh wow, we've been going for an hour already, so you know what that means. It's time for a Cronenberg. It's really weird doing it on a Sunday, the stream. It's because when you do it on a Saturday, you're prepared for it, but it's like I put a lot of effort into preparing for the stream today, and let me just take a bit of this out so I can get the 7-Up in. Good, it's still cold. I put it in the freezer out there, and a few weeks ago I did it. It was still warm. So if you've just, I'm quite surprised actually. There's a few less than normal. We've got 157 in, which is pretty good considering a lot of people didn't know I was going to do it on Sunday. Normally I've got about 250, but we'll see how it goes. Right, Alex DuPont, hello there. Nearly missed the stream again. Yeah, I did one of these. Pete, I am. Peter Pan just got banned in Disney. I didn't know that. Stan Broadman doing the German. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, all those seven. We'll move on from this in a second, but all those 70s comedians, they were all. You couldn't tell any of them jokes. They were like mainly racist, and they were like not. You know, they took the mickey out of everybody, didn't they? Even themselves. Okay, and if you've just joined us, like somebody's just put here, look, we won't talk about football on this channel too much, but somebody's just put BB's put. Is football coming home? That's what I want to know. I told you, if you just joined us, when I put out one of those 1 minute, don't forget Thailand-Bound on Sunday instead of Saturday. And for some reason, I used the word soccer instead of football. And I had a few complaints. And the guy wrote to me today, and all he put was soccer in capitals, soccer. How dare you? He's either a nut job or I don't know. Damon said, Damon, Eddie Murphy on his stand-up comedy Raw or Delirious. Yeah, I watched Raw. It was very good, you know, and that was back in the 80s. He had that red leather suit on, didn't he? I don't know if you can still watch that now. I watched that a couple of times. Right, someone new here. Bad boy, let me say hello to you. So you say, that's a bad boy picture there. I'm new, only watch your videos, but give your live stream. Okay, I think you mean you're giving it a go, right? So I hope I don't disappoint you there. Oh, you do mean that because you put a go on the next message. Bob Casti and the feminists are still taking. Okay, we can't get into that, Bob. Unfortunately, I'll get. I won't have. You won't see me here again. Hi, Brian Roberts. Delirious is classic. Yeah, Paul Hoskin. Yeah. Okay, Paul. I can't read that out, but you're on the same wavelength when we're talking about those X-rated films. The one I was thinking of was Private Ryan, but it wasn't Saving Private Ryan. It was something else. I can't say it, but you know what I mean. Right, let me just put this 7 up in here. Oh, right. Sunday, got to get up for work tomorrow. Right, cheers. Yeah, Siam, I am. Yeah, okay. Right, Liz, what happened to the video put on? Okay, I'm going to put that out. I'm going to talk about that. That's a great question. And I don't know if you've seen it. About 1,200 people did see it. Just wait for that to go up there. So what that was, you know, everybody's struggling to put content on their channel now. I've got a channel, means this channel's about Thailand. And sometimes you sit back and you think, I'd like to bring something different. I had a dead day and I thought, you know what, I'll go and look for videos that are out there that I don't steal, but they're in that open forum. They're on Facebook and people don't mind you using them, or videos. And I spent a couple of hours just going through Facebook, going through some various channels. And there was a great video on there. And I've seen it before. It was a little bit old. And what it was a young bar girl. She was in a hotel room. So somebody had bar finder, took her to this hotel room, and she had a sponsor back home. Somebody sending her money. Somebody who classed this girl as the guy who called her, it was like his girlfriend, so he thought. She obviously told him, oh, I'm going back to my village, I'll wait for you to come back, and the normal crap that they come out with, you know, the bar girls. And this guy had obviously bar fined this girl. They were sitting in the hotel room, and this the sponsor, the guy who was sending the money and everything, he phoned this girl, and she was like to the guy, and the guy's sitting there, you can hear him. I kind of edited him out in my version of the video. But what she was doing, she was on the phone and she was saying, no, you know, I not work. I had to go to Om's room, and I know you called, and I not take my telephone with me. I don't know why I'm doing this. I didn't take my telephone with me, and I knew you would call. And no. And she was saying, don't think like that, James. I'm sorry. And she was really putting it on strong. But while she was saying this, she was laughing to the guy who she was in the room with, you know, and she was like this, and she was really trying to hold back the laughter, and she was like, no, you know. And this went on for a while. Then he hung up, and then he rang again. When he hung up, the guy said, look, oh, you love him. Why you come back with me? And she was like, well, you know, she was saying to the guy in the hotel room, you know, he's going to come back. He's going to buy me a house, maybe buy me a bar. You know, what can I do and all this? And he's like, well, why did you come back with me? And she's laughing. And it's quite terrible, really. I mean, if you were that girl's boyfriend, I don't know what you want to call him, that would be quite terrible. So some of this channel is about Thailand, isn't it? We talk about the bar girls and all the rest of it. And I thought, you know what? That's a good lesson for the guys. You still get the guys who say, oh, my girlfriend's different. She don't want to work in a bar, and, you know, she's up in her village. She'd never do that to me. And I thought, you know, this was so hardcore, this video, that I thought I wasn't stealing it. It's on other channels out there. But I put it up. I made a video. I chopped it up a little bit. I made it different, put my logo in it and everything. And I put it up. It had about 1,200 viewings. And a guy, and this isn't why I took it down. I'm just telling you what happened. So I put it up and I thought, yeah, good video. It'll teach you guys who are it might help some. Basically, it will help some people not get stung. That was the point of putting the video up, and it was entertainment. So a guy wrote to me, and he started off and he said something like, he said, I like your videos, Peter, but this is too much. He said, you know, you're trying to police the bar girls. And I wrote back to him and I said, very politely, I thought, fair comment. So I wrote back and I said to him, I said, look, I think you're looking into it too much. It's just an entertaining video. If it had been a foreigner doing it to a Thai girl, I'd have done the same. I'd have put the video up. It's related to Thailand. And I thought that was the end of it. So then he wrote back to me and he said, you're not thinking, that's an old video. That girl could be married now. Have you thought about that? Shame on you, he said to me. So I thought, you know, I didn't take any notice of him. But then when I went in, this was in the afternoon I did this, and I went in the house, I was watching TV, and now, honestly, guys, I didn't take it down because of him or his comments, but I thought about it, not about what he'd told me, but I thought, you know what, it's one thing uploading videos about, you know, animations with bar girls and Dave and all the rest of it. It's comedy, isn't it? It's one thing doing that. It's another thing reading out people's stories. They went to Thailand, you tell their story. Some people say, oh, you made that up. Other people say, great stories, look forward to the next one. That's one thing, isn't it? So you're showing animation comedy, you're telling stories. But then I thought about it and I thought, well, this is real life. You know, this girl, she was young. She probably wasn't that bright at the time, because why did she let the guy film her doing this? Because obviously he could use that against her. And I just had another think about it, and I thought, you know what, I don't want the channel to be associated with that kind of video. It's not that I wanted to police bar girls. It's not that what the guy said to me, I felt, oh yeah, shame on me, I better take it down. It's nothing to do with that. I just had a you know, sometimes you do things, you change your mind. I just thought about it. I thought, it's not funny. Yeah, it can teach people things, but do I really want to have a channel that, you know, kind of shows that kind of deviousness? And I just decided to chop it. I took the video down. It's out there. You can look at it. It's still on Facebook. It's called something like, I'll try and get the title before the stream ends and let you know what it was. But that's quite a lengthy answer to your question there. So I hope that I hope that's what you wanted to hear. Right, let's get back to these comments. Right. Nick, have you ever seen? Okay. I can't really use that word on here, Nick. I'll put it up just quickly and then I'll address it. Because YouTube's have bots, you know, they run your streams and videos, and if they pick up on any words, then they don't monetize it or they'll ban it or whatever. But you know, you can see. Right, okay. I haven't seen it in Thailand, but I did a trip to Cambodia one time, and this was about. It was a little bit later on. It wasn't. I keep saying the early 90s. It wasn't the early 90s. It was about 97, 98. And I remember a friend of mine used to go to Cambodia. He liked it there. It wasn't really my cup of tea. He said, oh, come on, let's go Cambodia for the weekend and I'll show you around. And I thought, well, you know, it's interesting. I'll go. We stayed in quite a nice hotel. We went to a bar called Martini's at night. And yeah, it was fun, but I wouldn't have wanted to do more than a weekend. But yeah, I did see these guys, and not where I was out drinking, because they don't frequent them sort of places. Is that the right word? They don't go to them sort of places. But you'd see them in hotels. They're on their own. They sit in the corner when they have their dinner. Their, you know, heads are down, and they just don't want to be, you know, they kind of want to be almost shadows. They don't want to mix with anyone. They don't want to say hello. they're there for one purpose, and the less said about it, the better. But that's where I've seen it. Not really in Thailand, because for everything you think about Thailand, it's really looked at. It's strong penalties, and anybody who does that. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about that. Right. BB, they are sponsors, not boyfriends, whatever the poor delusionist fella think. Well, that story today, I mean, I don't know if you read this story about the guy. He was in Pattaya and he'd had a divorce, messy divorce. He went to Pattaya and he met a freelancer in the coconut bar, on the beach road, and just have a slurp. It's quite hot in here tonight. That's gone down well, though. So he met this freelancer, and she was messing him about, trying to get everything out of him like they do. And he said to her at one point, he said, "Do you even like me?" And she says, "No, I only like your money." And he was like, "Get out." But she hung around. She kept coming back. And eventually he kind of overlooked that. I know people think, well, he's bloody stupid. But to cut to the end of it, because if you watch the story, you don't want to hear it again. But they ended up getting married, having a child. They're still together, and they're both very, very happy. And, who am I to question it? Right, Jason Fitz, what about Maggie Mays and the Cave Club? Jason, I honestly, mate, I don't know what that is. I'll put it up on screen. It's probably something really disgusting that I'm going to get in trouble for, but you can tell me. I honestly haven't heard of it. Okay, I'll put that up for you. I'm not going to comment on that, but I'll that'll be quite controversial, I guess. Comment there. Right. Okay. Javier Lopez. Peter, I know you mentioned in the past that you used to own your Thai restaurant business with Simon. It was here in England or in Bangkok. Did you enjoy the experience? Simon and I had a Thai restaurant when Simon moved back. I moved back in 2001 to a place called Kings Lynn. I only moved there because I've lost all my friends in the UK. I've been abroad for 30 years. All my friends are in Thailand, literally. I mean, if I want to talk to a friend, I'd go on WhatsApp. I've got people that I kind of know here, but I wouldn't class them as really good friends. My good friends are all in Thailand. And when I decided to come back, because Simon was already here, Simon and I have been friends for like 30 years, 25, 30 years. So I decided to move to his, where he comes from, which is in Norfolk, a place called Kings Lynn. You probably get it on his accent. Pitchfork Simon. And yeah, we decided to open this Thai restaurant, and we got the Mayor's Award for Best Business of 2002, believe it or not, in Kings Lynn. But it was a nightmare. I mean, we just didn't make any money. The restaurant took a lot of money, but we didn't make any money. And that sounds crazy. But what it was, we had to bring the staff in from Thailand. And it was just the hoops we jumped through, because, they tell us, well, you can get staff in England. And we're like, they're Thai, the Thais who come here, they go to a restaurant and they're not going to leave. We need to bring staff from Thai. Bloody nightmare. But we got them, and then all the taxes and the rent. We were renting the building off Quick Fit tires, really expensive. The council tax, even silly things. One day they turned up and they said we had to pay to have the fat removed from the drains. Well, we'd only been there about a month, but all this fat was clogging the drains. We got stung for it. So no, it wasn't a great experience. And we had a lot of Thai guys who'd met bar girls, and they brought them back, and they'd come into our restaurant, and they'd be sort of trying to talk to the Thai staff and stuff. And honestly speaking, when we closed it down, or when Simon closed it down at that time, Simon's wife was a manager. I was glad to get shot of it. It was just, it's so hard to make money in the UK on a business like that. You do take the money. We had a lot of people in. We're full on a Saturday night, 2 sit-ins. We had most nights were pretty much full throughout the night. Plenty of cash coming in, plenty of cards. You look at it and think, wow. But when you take out all the costs, the staff, everything, the staff were earning more than we were. So, yeah, not great. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I'm going to read out a couple more stories, and hopefully Popcorn won't say they're too old. So, right, okay, let's read another one. Okay, here's a crazy one here now. Look, British man arrested in Pattaya after firing a shotgun in his home. Pattaya police arrested a British man last night after he was alleged to have fired off several shots, just what you do, isn't it, in Pattaya, shotgun rounds, and then barricaded himself inside his home. The events took place around 7 p.m. last night at a luxury home at Palm Oasis Village in Pattaya, and resulted in a swarm of police and standoff lasting several hours. It is alleged a 44-year-old man fired at least 4 shots into the air from his shotgun during an argument with a woman. In the end, over 50 officers and special forces teams come to the residence to try and end the standoff peacefully. Once he locked himself in his home, police negotiated with the suspect for more than 2 hours, as he was reported to be rather uncooperative. He's just shot his shotgun off. I bet he was. After the standoff, though, the British man accused of firing his shotgun did surrender and came out of his home to be taken into police custody. Guys, I mean, where the hell did he get a shotgun from? And what is he doing shooting it off into the night in Pattaya? I mean, he's in for it now. He's going to have a long stay. He's going to be moving from the Oasis luxury apartments to the Oasis Bangkok Hilton, I guess. Okay, there's still a bit of talk on this, what you should call soccer, football, the rest of it. I don't want to get into it, actually. I've had enough stick on that. Okay, so let's put that up for Black Bolt. Yeah, there's a lot of it about Black Bolt. Okay. I can't believe we've already 192 in now. If you've just joined us, welcome. It's a Sunday night stream. It's unusual. I might do it another Sunday. We'll see. Crocodile Sunday. That's a good name, actually. Crocodile. Peter, what was your favourite food and also favourite place to visit in Thailand? We've done this. I'll just do the quick version. I like hoi lai. That's the clams that they fry up with the chili and everything. They're really hot. And if you're sitting out in an outside restaurant, you're drinking a nice cold beer and you have a plate of these hoi lai or 2 plates of them, they're really spicy and they go down really well with the beer. So that's what I like. And if I go out and I want something quick, I'll just have a khao gai, you know, like a fried rice with chicken and an egg on top. It's it doesn't bloat you, but it's substantial enough to soak up the beer, as it were. Favorite place I like, Pattaya, Hua Hin, and Bangkok, of course. Okay, right. 20 Rothmans, good drills there if you don't get it. Okay. Okay, Marky Mark. Peter, let me put that up for you. Peter, you seem very concerned about what you can and cannot say on YouTube. How is that other channels such as BNP get away with murder? Okay, so yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They get away with it, but they don't always get away for it forever. It is a lottery. YouTube can take you down like that. And I play it safe. There's no need to use X-rated words, swear words, racist words. I can have a successful channel, fairly successful, without having to use any of them words. And I don't have to worry about YouTube pulling the plug, because look at Cheap Charlie Chronicles in Pattaya. Massive channel. He was earning a huge amount of money. They pulled the plug on him. I don't know the exact reason, but he's run this channel for years. He's making a lot of money. And all of a sudden, YouTube look at him for whatever reason and say, no, we're not having you on YouTube. You're no good for advertisers. Pulled the plug. He's now back in the States. He tried to make another channel in the States, flopped miserably. How do you think he's feeling? He lived in Pattaya, full-time, money to burn, and now he's in America, probably broke. So in answer to your question, that's why I won't do it. I might get away with it for the next 6 months, the next year. Maybe I'll never get caught. But I play it safe because I like the YouTube channel and I just don't want to take the risk. So that's the reason why. Moist Crap McGee. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to do another little quiz. I'm just testing the water here because I don't know if you guys like these kind of things. I see other people doing them. Okay, let me put that one up for you there. You wouldn't be the first, Damon. I tell you what, that's probably the quickest I've ever drank a beer on the stream, but it is hot. Okay, let's have a look at this. Dan Britton had a channel and 10,000 subscribers and still does know why he was taken down and is starting all over again. So better being safe than sorry. Absolutely, Dan. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, okay, Pinball, I'll show yours as well. So Pinball says it can make your channel dull. You know, at the end of the day, Pinball, if someone comes along to this channel and they think this is dull because he doesn't swear, he's very careful. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of channels out there where you can watch racy stuff. Mine isn't one of them. If it's dull, people will move on, won't they? Obviously, there are a lot of people who are happy to watch what we do. The numbers show that we're not the biggest channel in the world, but we've got a substantial audience. And, you know, I'm not trying to be funny with your pinball, but honestly, mate, if people come along and think this guy's dull because he's too safe, I don't mind. I don't care. You know, there's hundreds of YouTube channels out there. And as I said to Marky Mark, I just don't want to risk it. And if people don't like it, then, you know, I'm being honest with you, mate. Honestly, I'm just not going to do it. So that, thanks, Jason. I'll put your comment up there while I'm pulling my second beer of the night. And as I say, Pinball, I appreciate you being in the audience every week. I'm not being funny with you, but I just, you know, like I say, those guys, if they want to do it, that's totally up to them. That's a good thing about YouTube. You know, you control what you want to do. I've just made the decision that I'm not going to take the risk. And, you know, if I lose a few people along the way, so be it. Okay, what's that? Let me put Sam's. I mean, I don't want to come across as a square, fuddy-duddy priest sort of guy, you know, but I just don't, you know, I do really enjoy this channel, and I didn't start it for money. I did it for 18 months. I didn't monetize it, but it became a lot of work. Then I decided to monetize it. You know, I get the odd donation for the Cronenberg Fund, which I really appreciate, but I never ask for money. I never try and encourage people to give me money. That's not what it's about. I really enjoy it, guys, honestly, and I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to move off from this subject. Cheers, Glenn. I appreciate that. Right, Mr. S. I think it's just like hanging out with like-minded people. I don't think people are differently off stream than on stream. Excuse me. God, the old burps are gone there. Look, there's an old saying. It's absolutely true. If you hang around with 10, you kind of got to try and work what I'm out and saying. It's just a way of kind of explaining this. You could try and work it out. There's an old saying which I really believe in. If you hang around with 10 obnoxious, rude people, you will be Mr. 11 rude and obnoxious. If you hang around with 10 guys who are pretty decent guys, they're not overly rude, they don't really use too much bad language, you'll be the 11th guy in that group who comes across as a nice, decent guy. I would rather be in the second group than the first group. I'm not trying to preach, that's just how it is. Right, Mr. Mitch, I'll put that up there. Thanks. Okay, PA Comanche, thanks for that, a fellow pilot there. I'm guessing you're in America. I think you're in America, right? If you are in America, happy Independence to you. It's the 4th of July. I don't know what part of the world, which part of America you're in, but okay. Sam Moffat. YouTube is beholden by the people who pay for it. The advertiser, if there's too much content that YouTube can't monetize, then it doesn't make sense to carry on. Yeah, but as I say, Sam, I mean, my primary role for making a YouTube channel is not, I'm not in it for the money. If I was in it for the money, I'd be, you know, if you calculated how many hours Simon and I put into this channel and you divide it by pounds per hour, whatever, we're probably working for about 20 pence an hour. So it's definitely not for money. Thanks, Damien. Appreciate that. Tilt, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Mr. Mitch, America, thank you. Right, let me just put a top on this. Right, I'm just testing the water, guys. I did that political, those TV programs that were politically incorrect. I don't think I'll do that one again because I didn't realize, I thought it was quite a funny little quiz to do. But I just realized as I was doing it, not everybody's heard of these programs. So it was just a little, you know, I was just trying it out. So I've got another one for you, and I'm going to see how this one goes. So this should be quite good. Thanks, Kyle, I appreciate that. Martin Hodgins, thank you for that. Okay, most people are coming across with nice comments, and I'm glad you guys understand it. Like I say, it's not like I'm a square, you know, I do take risks in life, but you've got to abide by the rules, haven't you? It's same as it when you go to Thailand. There's people who go to Thailand who do things and they don't get caught, but then there's other people who go to Thailand and do things and they end up spending years in a prison in Bangkok because they took the risk. Well, I'll never take that risk. Thanks, bad boy. Right, so plenty of nice comments. Right, so let's do. I've been on for an hour and a half. Hi to everyone who's joined us. 180 in the stream now, and I'm really surprised at that for a Sunday. I might bring it. I might start doing it on a Sunday. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. Absolutely. Right, so I've got another little quiz here, and I'm going to try this one out and see how this goes with you guys. I hope it doesn't bore you to death. If it does, I'll be able to tell, and I won't. You know, I won't do it again. But what we're going to do now, I've got some pictures here, and they're taken at locations around Thailand, all around Thailand. Some are really easy, Some are a bit more difficult. The difficult ones, if people aren't coming in with the right answers, I'll start to give you more and more hints. Some of them are so easy, it should overwhelm the chat. So that some of them you'll look at and you think, oh, I know that place. So let me go to my pictures here. And let me just make sure I haven't forgotten anything on the shout outs. Well, I'll just do the exchange rates quick because I did them real early. If you've just joined us, gives me an excuse to have a beer as well. Oh, it's gone down really well, guys, because it's hot in here. Okay, right, I'll take them off now. Nick Frankel. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Thanks, high five. All right. Okay, so let's do this little quiz. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a series of pictures, and I want you to try and guess where they are or what they are. And you need to be really specific. So if I show you a picture of a park, don't say it's a park or it's a floating market. You have to say which one it is, because then if you get it right, I'll let everyone know. All right. So you're ready for the first one? I'm going to put this picture up. And where do you think this is in Bangkok? It's quite a famous place. Where do you think that is? Let me go to the chat. Mr. Mitch, thanks for that. You like the abandoned American Air Force video that I did? Oh, I'm surprised at that. Somebody's got that already. 2 people have got it already. I'll give it another 30 seconds, and then I'll bung it up. Oh, gives me an excuse to scratch your nose and have a beer. Can't see me, can you? Steve, no, that's the wrong answer, unfortunately. There's quite a few right answers there. Francesca, how are you? You're up early for the kids again. Yeah, kind of. You got it, but okay. Let me put up the exact. I've got to find it now. Hang on. There you go. That's where it is. So yeah, I'm surprised actually. There's quite a few people got that. Viking Prepper, he says, YouTube police got my old channel. I had 27 subscribers. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. Yeah, so that's the first one. Well done to everyone who got that. Let's get rid of that. And let's put the next one up. Now, for the next one, let me get rid of that. For the next one, this is going a bit better than the last one, isn't it? For the next one, you've got to be really specific on this one and tell me which one it is. So here we go. I'm going to put this up now. Where do you think that is? And if you've done the tourist thing, you should know that. Almost forgot I was on a stream there. I'm drinking my beer, just relaxing. Let's go to the chat. Right. Francesca. Oh. Yeah, that's your son, isn't it? Tobias. Come on, guys. You're not many of you getting this. You should know this. It's famous. Yeah, Jamie, it is a floating market, but I think you'd know that even if you hadn't been there. The thing is, we want to know the name of the floating market. No, Jamie, it's not Rochester. No, Nomad Overseas. It's not Patio when it floods. Everybody's saying floating market, but I was trying to get the exact name, so I'll tell you where that is. That is, there you go. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Okay, ready for the next one? Let's get rid of that one. So the next one, it should be fairly easy unless you haven't been there. Let me see what. Just jump to the comments again. Bad boy, it's not the River Trent in Nottingham, no. 6,000 miles away. Okay, yeah, it is Bangkok, Karim, but I was hoping people would get a little bit closer to being exactly where it is. Right, okay, so let's go to this one. And where do you think that is? That's a famous tourist destination. Somebody actually did live in that house. Yep, somebody's got it already. No, it's not Spanky, Steve. Yeah. Okay, well done. Everyone's getting that now. That is... No, it's not that one. Where are we? There you go. That is a Jim Thompson house, and he wasn't actually a painter. I thought he was a painter. He was something to do with silk, Thai silk. He had it rebought. I'm going to sound like an idiot now because he's something to do with silk. So let's get rid of that one. Now the next one's a real easy one. I'll be surprised if people don't get that. Let me just go through the comments, see what you guys are saying. A different view of Jim's place. Yeah, Bob, well done. You remember that was in Simon and I tested the water with this competition. It went down quite well, and yeah, we did the Jim Thompson house in that one, but a different angle. Okay. Okay, somebody's saying that. Paul says, hey, Peter, certainly do the show on a Sunday. Right, let me put it to you now. Before I show you the next picture, there's 167 in the stream. I've definitely got less people in the stream than I have on a Saturday, but I'm thinking that's because it's the first time on a Sunday. I did announce it, but a lot of people probably forgot or they didn't get the message. For the guys, for you lot out there who are watching right now, would you prefer the stream? It's always going to be 9 o'clock. Ed starts at 10. That's a bit late for me, but I do watch it. Would you prefer the live stream on a Saturday night or a Sunday night? What works best for you? Because I want to do it when Christopher Doyle. Do you have a prize? Yeah, the prize is if you get it, I'll go away. I'll shut off early. Okay. Just me, Jim Thompson. Yeah. So let me know. What do you think? Shall I do these streams? I've always done them every 2 weeks on a Saturday. Started off every week. Changed it to every 2 weeks. But this is a first Sunday. Mr. S says Saturday. So come on, guys. Anybody else out there? Or doesn't it make any difference? Just let me know. Say it doesn't make any difference. Or you'd rather have it on Saturday, Sunday. I might do a poll. You know these little YouTube polls you can put out. But I was hoping to get a little bit of a idea here. Roy Must, thank you for that. Your first time here, thoroughly enjoying it. I hope you got a drink. I know a lot of people working tomorrow. Mr. Mitch says Sunday works best for me. Mr. S, I think people wouldn't stay around if I did both nights. You know, the thing is, I do Saturday's kind of better for me because I will do Sunday if a lot of people wanted it, but Saturday's kind of better for me because I have to wake up and let the dog out because he'll be crossing his legs in the morning, but then I can go back to bed. And what I like to do after the stream on a Saturday, I like to go and watch it just to see, you know, how drunk I was or if it was okay or not. But Sunday's okay, but then I've just got to be careful I don't sleep in because I have to get up about 7. Damon says Saturday or Sunday. Ed Sweeney, how are you, mate? It says Saturday is better. If you just joined us, Ed, at the beginning, I was talking about you. I was saying it was great to see you back on the live stream. I loved your Lost in Space, the star background there. And people will tell you this. I'm not just saying this because you are here. I said this before you entered this stream. What I said was that I do catch streams from different people, but yours is the only stream where I'm actually waiting for it to start. I get my beers already. And I look at the time. I think, right, he's on at 10. And I'm waiting for it to start. And I stay there and watch it right to the very end. So well done for keeping us all entertained. And it's nice to see you back, Ed. So Ed Sweeney in the stream there. Right. Okay. Anybody else have missed that? Saturday or Sunday? Mr. Mitch says Saturday works great. Saturday, so can I have a drink? All right. Okay. So I'm getting the message. I think we'll put it back to Saturday. It was only this week because last night I nearly said soccer again. I'll get punched in again. The football was on. If you don't know what that's about, don't worry about it. I'm not going to go there again. Let's get back to these pictures now, this little competition. Right, guys, you should know where this is. Right, so where do you think that is? I'll tell you what, it's going to go quiet because I've never done this before on a live stream, but I'm going to go to the loo really quickly. So have a look at that and I'll be back. Oh, I don't have a squeaky door like Ed. Mine's open. Okay. Let me take it down and put this back on. Right, where was that? Anybody get it? I better look at the comments, see if anybody got it. That's in the wrong place. Right, Francesca says Saturday for sure, as Monday is the start of little school for Tobias. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think Saturday's good, but you're only in for a few minutes normally, Francesca, because I think he wakes you up and then you have to, you know, attend him, don't you? And then, you know, always nice to see you, by the way. I don't have too many women, ladies, whatever you come onto the stream, so it's always nice to have a female perspective on the show. I've seen you on Ed's channel before as well, so that's nice. Right, I've taken the picture down. I'm trying to get this comment off. Hang on. Right. Oh, hang on. Right. Okay. A lot of people got this right. Moist Crack McGee, yeah, absolutely. Mr. S, yes. Francesca, all pies, yeah. Alexander, yeah, you got it right. Mr. Mitch got it right. Marky Mark got it right. Yeah, okay. I mean, that was fairly easy, wasn't it? So let me I better put the answer up. That was, there you go. No surprises there. I did do that one before, but that was a different angle. That was actually Carlson Road. Siam, I am. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. $10. You know where that's gone? That's gone straight into the Cronenberg Fund. Thank you. Right, let's move on. Now, this next one is pretty difficult. And if you're one of these guys who goes around with maybe a Thai girlfriend, you go and do all the touristy bits, you might get it, but I don't think too many people will get this one. Where do you think that is? You know, all the years I spent in Bangkok, I've never seen it. So you'd have to actually go there, I suppose, to see where it is. Alexander says, Carlson Road, best party street in the world. It wasn't really my sort of place. I always found it a bit too, I mean, I'm not being snobbish, but it's kind of it used to be very backpack area. And it just wasn't really my sort of thing, to be honest with you, guys playing little drums in the road and stuff like that. Yeah, Alex, you've got to be a bit more specific on that one. It's got a name. You need to name it. No, Jake, good guess, but it's not City Hall. Till it hurts, Windsor Castle. No, King's Palace. It's got a name. I'll give it another 15, 20 seconds, and I'll put the name of the place up. No, Tony, it's not that. I'm not surprised you can't get this one because it is very difficult. Let me put the name up because I can't even remember what it is actually. There you go. That's what it is. I put the names up because a lot of them I can't pronounce. Okay, let's get rid of that. Number 5. I don't know how many of these I've got. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Now this one, I think this next one is an easy one. It's got a famous name. Where do you think that is? Alex, no, not there. Fran, good guess, but no. Come on, well, we've moved off from the palace now. No, it's not Christopher Doyle, Hua Hin. It's not Hua Hin. I'll give you a clue. It's in Bangkok, and it's quite a famous street now. It's actually very famous. Black Bolt, thank you for that. That's a great super chat there. Thank you very much, sir. You did that last week, didn't you? So there's a double thank you. No, Glenn, it's not Walking Street. I'll put you out your misery now. Hang on. It's Soy Rambruti. Now, if you don't know where that is, that's very close to Khao Road. And originally, Khao Road was a kind of backpackers' paradise. All the hostels and that people used to stay. I think they still do. But this has become the new kind of backpackers' destination for cheap accommodation. You can see the guest houses there on the left. And, you know, that's where they stay. It's quite a famous road. But obviously, if you're sort of 50, 60 and you've never been there, then you're not going to know that, are you? So let me get rid of that. Now, the next one, it's obvious to everyone that it's a park, but you've got to tell me which park it is, okay? Here we go. We'll put this up for you. Like I say, some are easier than others. Where do you think that is? Sorry about the sniffing, guys. It's bloody hot in here. I've had the fan on. You know, this is going quite well. I might go for beer number 3 in a minute. Right. Right. Yeah, you got it, guys. You got it. You know where it is. Yep. Okay. I thought I wasn't going to do that one because I thought it was too easy, but then it's a funny angle, and I thought it might trick you. So there you go. Yeah, it's Lumpini Park. A lot of people got that one, so well done. Okay. I've got about. I'll keep going for a while because this seems to be going quite well. It's a lot better than the other one. I've got about 5 of these left, so I'll keep going. Some are easier than others. This one, you'll only know this if you've been there, but it's very famous. I'll give you a clue. It's in Bangkok. Where's that? Peter Brand, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. That's gone into the Cronenberg. That was the text you just heard coming in. That was PayPal notified me of your very kind donations. So thank you for that, Peter. Right, I'm not even. Let's have a look. Yeah, somebody's got it. Yeah, I mean, it's all. Come on, guys. It's obvious it's an aquarium, but where is it? Oh, you're on the ball tonight, Francesca. Yeah, okay. Let me put the answer up for you. You've got to be fairly, you know, that's the official name of it. But I believe, Francesca, you are right. It is where you said it was. I haven't been there either. I'm not really a sort of touristy person. You know, I don't go and look at. Well, I should really because I'm wasting. You know, I've got all these chances to go and look at all these nice touristy things. I've wasted my time really. Some of the answers you guys come up with. Alan, you wish. My bathroom. Jamie 296. Okay, Jamie, this quiz is actually pretty useful. Give some ideas of places to visit. Okay, yeah. Do you know what, Jamie? You won't believe how long it takes to set this up. It took me about 2 hours to find these pictures, size them up, because if you notice, they all fit exactly. There's no black lines at the top or white spaces. They fit exactly. That's not natural. You have to make them do that. Mr. S, fish tank place. Okay, right. Let's do the next one. Now, this one, I think a lot of you are going to state the obvious, and it isn't the obvious. And it's quite a difficult one, really. But if you're into it and you've been there, you'll know. I won't leave it on too long. Let's just get the picture up and you tell me where that is. Where do you think that is, guys? No, not Hyde Park, Dave. Dave. Right, I'm surprised there's still 162 people in. I thought everybody would be clearing off to bed now, but they're up. So I'll keep going for a while. All right. Okay, I don't. Yeah, Tony, you're kind of all right. Look, it is a ladyboy show, of course, and it is a cabaret show. But I want to know which one is it. I'll give you a clue. It is in Bangkok. It's not a patio one. Peter's garden shed. Thanks, Mr. S. Blimey, if that was my garden shed, what would the house look like? Look. Someone's written there. Wait, I've lost that comment. Trying to find. Nick Frankel says soy 6/1. No, it's not. I don't think it's there, Nick. It's a bit of a. It's kind of a big affair. It's not a little place. Just trying to. No, it's not Alexander. I know exactly what you mean. It's not there. It's not Tiffany's show. I did say, Mr. S. It's not in Pattaya. I'll put the answer up in a minute. I'm just looking for a particular. No, it's not the Alcazar Cabaret show because that's in Pattaya as well. Dude looks like a lady. Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, guys, I'm not a lady boy person, but the one in the middle there, I mean, that would fool you, wouldn't it? Maybe not the other two, but the one in the middle. Right, a lot of people are saying Alcazar, and it's not. Okay, let me put you out of your misery. You might never have heard of it, but it's very famous apparently. I've not heard of it. There we go. I'll put that answer up there for you. Right, let's get rid of that and see what people are saying. Bob Cassidy, Thailand-Bound, you have been outed. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, but Francesca, you said that after I give you the answer, didn't you? Maybe not. Okay, let's move on. You should know all these, Francesca, because you live in Bangkok. Right, let's get rid of that. Get rid of the name. I've got a few more. Shall I keep going, or are we going to do something else? Let's keep a few more going. Right, again, this is another one. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it is if you've never been there. So where do you think that is? I'll give you a clue. It's in Bangkok. Well, I've lost a few people now, so obviously a few people don't like the quiz. Never mind. We'll keep going. Anybody getting this one? No. Yeah, it's not called the White Palace, Mr. J. Good guess. Jake Simon's house. Yeah, if that was his house, he wouldn't. Yeah, no. I don't know. It's next to Khao. Okay, it's a fort. It's not the White House, Dirty Dave. Yeah, it is an old fort. Let me just put you out your misery on this one. Put the name. It's got an official name. That's what it's called. All right, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And let me just check the comments, see if there's any. Just some of these stuff are quite comical. Right. Okay, black belt. I plan to be a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's put the last couple on. So that, yeah, it was the. I think it's pronounced Parasuman Fort. Okay, so this one's had a makeover, but if you've been there, you'll know where it is. Where do you think that is? Quite a famous destination in Bangkok, if you're a tourist. I've saved the best for last. Nick Franco, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. I mean, if you keep doing this every week, I'll have to come around your house and wash your car or something, but thank you. The black belt, yeah, I know. Right, let's check out some of these answers. I'm still getting people coming and saying Lumpini Park and SeaWorld. No, it's I don't know I don't know if it's called Green Park World or not. It's actually there you go. It's a snake farm, but I showed it to Simon before I did this stream yesterday, and he said it's had a makeover because he didn't recognize it. So if you've been there before, it's a little bit unfair because it's had a makeover and it didn't look like that before. So okay, I think I've got two more left, so get rid of that. Get rid of the title header, and you should know where this is, but it's kind of a trick question because you'll all have driven past it and you'll know what it is, but it's just whether you remember what it's actually called. So I'm looking for the name of this place. Where's that? Everyone knows it. They've passed it or they've seen photographs of it, but where is it? Oh. Mitch. Yeah, nothing coming in yet on the. Okay, somebody's got it. Yeah, two people got it. No, it's not the Dolphin Roundabout. Yeah, you're getting this now. So yeah, there's quite a few people getting this one now. So let me. Where are we? There you go. That's the official name of it, and that's where it's located at. I'm surprised at that. Quite several people actually got that. Okay, the last one is really, really easy. But what I've done, let me just get rid of that picture. Right. So I've got one more left, and this is really easy, guys. But what I've done, I'm a little bit cunning tonight because what I've done, all the signs with the names of where they are, I've blocked them out. So I've put a bit of work into this image. But if you're, you should know where it is. I'll be surprised if you don't. Where's that? And that gives me a chance to crack over my third beer. You didn't hear that, did you? Where do you think that is, guys? I'm not even looking at the comments in a minute. I'm pouring this beer. Now this beer that's been on my table is starting to get warm. I'm always a little bit afraid to drink because I don't want to get drunk, as it were. I watched an awful video, and let me just do this, and I'll tell you about a video I watched in the week. Okay, somebody's got it right. 2 people have got it right. 3 people have got it right. Let's put it up, and then we'll talk about something else. So that's the last one. You have to let me know if you enjoyed this quiz, because I'll do another one next week if you did. There you go. Shame on you if you didn't know where that was. But I mean, it kind of seems obvious to me because when I got the picture, I can see all the signs. But the thing is, I've blocked out all the signs of the bars, and it's a kind of funny angled picture, so you'd be excused for not knowing where it is. Right. Okay. Let's get rid of that. And that's the end of that quiz. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Something a little bit different there. But I'll see how that went down. If people like that, I'll do it again next week. Right. Let's see what people are saying. Damon, you don't go out much in Bangkok, do you? Pat Pong. Yeah. Well, somebody's written the Stadium of Light. Yeah, it very well might be. Who's that? Don't know that last one. That's Alexander Dupont. Alexander, you did really well, actually. You got a lot of them, didn't you? Which surprised me. But the obvious one that I thought everybody would get, you didn't know. But that's obviously, I know what sort of a tourist you are now. You're not a monger. You go for the sights, as it were. Let's have a look. What does that mean, Francesca? You'll have to write me another one. ARF. AR. Off to bed? No, that would be, okay. Let me know what that says. Right. Jatin, even though, sorry, I'm out right now, we'll catch up and watch this when I return home. Yeah, nice to see you anyway. Jake says, do the quiz again. Got to run. Dog's going nuts over fireworks. That's Mr. Mitch. Tony. Yeah. Okay, I think a lot of people are actually getting tired and go to bed, or they're getting up. 149 now. It's dropped down a little bit, but I'll keep going for a little while because I've just poured another beer. Yeah, what it is with the beers, I don't, to be honest with you guys, I don't really like to drink a lot on the stream because I'm not going to name anybody, and it sounds like I'm being a bit judgmental here, and I'm not. But it kind of, I watched the stream. I watched the stream in the week of a very, very popular YouTuber, and he was totally pissed. I mean, he was walking down the street, singing, cracking open beers, and I didn't like it myself. I thought, I mean, people seemed to like it. They were sending him super chats, and they were, I mean, he's a big YouTuber, but it just, it'd be unfair to name him. But I found it unacceptable for myself. I wouldn't do it. The guy he was doing a live stream actually, and he was totally drunk. And I told somebody about this video. I think it was Damien. I said, you want to see this video? It's awful what he did. And I went to look at it, and he's deleted it. So obviously he's woke up in the morning, watched it, and thought, Jesus Christ, But it was awful. And I don't want to be one of those guys who gets, totally drunk in front of a camera. Then you got that other guy in Pattaya. What's his I told you about him before. He's called Bar Girls and Power Lines or something. He was talking to the camera, and he got totally drunk, picked up his laptop and threw it against the wall. He's shouting at his Thai girlfriend. Well, you can't do that on a live stream. People just think you're an idiot. And he goes out and puts the camera in people's faces, and they threaten to kick his head in. I mean, I just don't want to be like that. But right, I didn't mention who it was. I hope nobody else has. Who the person I was talking about on the live stream. I mean, I don't think Alexander. No, it wasn't Bangkok Diaries. I don't really watch his streams too much because of the timing when I do mine on a Saturday. Does he get drunk on stream? I don't know. Who? I'd love to watch somebody who gets totally. It's like feeding a monkey, isn't it? If you watch somebody get really drunk, it's entertaining. People were the guy I'm thinking of. They were buying him lots of beers, and I was thinking, well, why are they buying him all these beers? You're already drunk, you know. But then, like I say, it's like feeding a monkey, isn't it? You buy them beers and you hope they start performing. I mean, if you know of somebody who gets drunk on camera, let me know because I'd love to go and watch it just out of interest. I don't think there's nothing wrong. That's it. You got it. I'll put that up there. I don't think that there's. I don't think there's any problem with having a drink on a stream because it's like being in a pub with your friends, isn't it? Or you guys wouldn't be here if you thought I was a total, you know, DICK. So obviously I'm doing something right, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a drink. But I think getting drunk on a camera, in front of a camera, I just think it's out of order, really. It's not, you know, right. Who are you talking about, Josh? You've put, he's awful. I hope you're not talking about me. I've never been, who's that, right? I've missed, oh, you're talking about, okay, yeah. This guy, I'm not going to mention him, but a lot of people, he will be banned. He's awful. Does he have subscribers? I never noticed before. I went to watch his channel once. It was terrible. Right. Yeah. Hey, I got a few extra. I'm thinking now because I've got a few extra super chats tonight. I hope that's, you know, not what he did it to me. Okay, I think it's coming up to 2 hours now. I'll keep it going a little bit more. We got quite a few less now. It's 145, and I know on a Sunday night a lot of people will need to get up tomorrow. I do appreciate you guys being here sincerely. It's been a blast, as they say. I'm not going to go just yet. I'll have a bit more of this beer. Let me put that on. What does Ed say? These guys who drink speckled hen on video. Ed, look, I wasn't having a dig at you, mate. You do a brilliant stream. You're like me. You have a drink. I make a big deal of the Kronenberg. There it is. You know, I've converted Damon Simmons. He was a non-drinker. I've turned him into a raging alcoholic now. But no, you have your speckled hen. You have your you know, all these weird beers that you drink from Aldi. And your pork pies and your squeaking door. That's totally acceptable. It's totally fine. And you can tell by the input, people love it. It's just you. It makes you as a character. Like whatever I do makes me as a character. People don't mind. They're not expecting to tune into a priest. But the guys I'm talking about were absolutely paralytic. And he threw his. I've never seen you, Ed. I've never seen you at the end of a drink pick your laptop up and throw it against the wall like I wouldn't do it. Okay, so. Don't worry about it, Ed. You have a drink like I have a drink. We enjoy it, and that's it. Right, who we got? Bob Custody. Charlie did that and got himself attacked in Mexico. Is that Charlie Cheap Chronicles? Yeah, Marky Mark said, like I said, pulled the channel. Let's get down to some of the more recent. Alex says he lives in a farm now, I think. You're talking about Cheap Charlie Chronicles? I used to watch some of his videos. That's the guy. I think I know who he is. Tillit, that's a great name. Look at this guy's name. Look, he's in the village now. Give up drink. Has had a bad turn last week. Yeah, I watched a bit of Trevor's stream. He had that guy on, didn't he? The guy who's got Le Pub. What's his name? The Egghead guy. I forget his name, but I mean, he didn't look too great, did he? But then I suppose that's understandable because he had a heart attack. I'm glad he made his way through it. But this morning in the stream, he didn't look brilliant. It's like Kevin Thailand. Do you remember Kev? Hello, people. I mean, I used to watch him, and he was in I think he used to hang around the Hideaway in Pattaya, and I watched him one day, and his face was really thin. I thought, what's up with him? And then about 6 months later, he was gone. It's shocking. Lamb's Navy. That's yeah, Lamb's Navy. That's talking. I don't think Ed drinks Lamb's Navy. What was he on last week? Was it rum or whiskey? I don't know. No, it was that whiskey, wasn't it, from Oldie? I drink a bit of whiskey. Only a bit, though. Look at the size of that. That's pathetic. I'm a lightweight. Look. See through it. Okay. Right, I think people are getting ready for bed now, going off to work. It's getting late. There's 137 in the stream. I'll go for a little while longer. That's it. I remember now. I remember you drinking that. You know, I never have more than 2 beers on a stream, but I'm having 3 tonight. What the heck? Right, we've got the diehards still here, so let's go through your comments. Queen Margot from Lidl's. I have to have a look for that. Ed, how much does that cost? Normally, a normal 70 cl, is it 70 cl? You're talking around 14 quid these days, aren't you? So I would imagine, is it 40%? Because well, I drink whiskey, but I normally get the Tesco's whiskey because it's not bad. It's excuse me, or the Co-op one. This one's 40% volume, and it's 3 years. It's that one. I don't know if you can see the label. I'm not going to drink all that tonight. It's just in there. The wife doesn't look in there. But the one I might have a look at that myself, because it, if you drink, it does. If you drink your it does get expensive if you drink regular, and I drink very regular. Yeah. So Nicholas Fletcher says lots of live streamers now repeating things so boring. What I'd say to that is, Nicholas, I mean, it's choice, isn't it? If you go to somebody's live stream and you think it's boring, unless somebody's holding a gun to your head, then why stay and watch it? I'm not being funny with you, mate. It's just, when people say things like that to me, I watch channels and I think this is boring, and what I do is I move to another channel that I like. So it's personal choice, isn't it? Right, here we go. Glenn, Edward introduced me to very formal there, Edward. Edward introduced me to speckled hen here in Canada. It's delicious. Okay. Is it an ale, speckled hen? Right, Alex. Oh, I meant Bar Fine and Power Lines. Yeah, that's the name of that guy's channel. Mr. Egg. Yeah, Mr. Jason, it's Mr. Egg. That's the guy who had the heart attack. Siam, I am not a fan of retired. Okay, I can't say the word, but he got his own live stream. Yeah, look, you know who I'm talking about then. So he's got a great channel. He's done some great stuff, and I've watched a lot of his videos. I can't criticize him because I'm small time. He's a big man out there, but I really have got a thing about people getting pissed on camera. It's just a personal thing from me. So we'll move on from that. Alexander says Mr. Egg looks like a cool guy. He does good videos. He's got La Pub in Patia, and also NDTV. That's pretty good as well with Nick. I forget the name of the Scottish guy, but I watch that sometimes. Yeah, I mean, we're all struggling for content, aren't we? I mean, like Ed's always saying he needs to get back. I need to get back. I don't go for as long as Ed because I still work, and I can only get a couple of weeks off at a time. But we're trying to keep it going, and that's why I made that video. I thought it was going to go down like a storm, but I made that video on. We've got an abandoned American airfield here that they had flying fortresses. It was the first one in the UK that went over. Did a mission, and I know it off by heart because I grew up around here and I know what everything is. I've got a map, and so I thought I'd make a great video, and I made it. It took me about 30 hours. I was really happy with it, but it did 1,000 views, and it was just the wrong place to put it, wasn't it? Right. Adrian Baker. Good morning, Pete from Sydney. What time is it there, Adrian? We're nearly done here, but thanks for dropping in. Johnny Walker. I tell you what, Johnny Walker, don't bother. What used to make me laugh? Do you remember, if you're British, the Alan Partridge show? He did that radio station, and when they used to do the changeover, you'd have the glass window. So Alan Partridge would be there, and he said, "I'm handing you over." I forget the guy's name, but he was an ex-alcoholic, and Alan Partridge always took the mickey out of him. So he'd come on, he'd be like, "Yeah, thanks, Alan. That was a great show, and now we're going to do this." And then Alan would make digs at him, and this guy would sort of say, "Oh, I'm going out tonight with my friends," and Alan Partridge would say, "Oh, who's that? Is that Johnny Walker?" And he'd name a couple of alcohols. Quite funny, really. All right, so Ed's telling us how much this is now. Let me get this up. I've lost it. Where are we? Right. Thanks for that super chat. I'll just put that up because I don't want to say that. But thanks very much. I appreciate that. Like the picture, by the way. There's a little bit of a Soul Train vibe to it. Okay, I just want to find Ed's comment there because he was saying, I think he gave us a price of that drink. Let me have a look back. There we are. Put that on screen. So it's called Queen Margot. Is about £15 for 70 cl from Lidl. 8-year-old tasty. Okay, I mean, I would have said £15 for a bottle of 70cl whiskey is kind of standard. It's not cheap, but if it's 8 years old, then yeah, okay, it's quite reasonable. So I think I will buy a bottle. We've got a new Lidl here, and I'll go and buy a bottle, and I'll sample it maybe on the stream, and I'll do a live what do you call it? You know, let you know what I think of it. 20 Rothmans, Nicholas. Okay, I can't read that out. Right. Okay, I'll put that up. Oh, that's a strange one there. Somebody's put, because I don't know if a lot of you know this. You'll, hang on. Yeah, Tilt says, I liked Ed's poem, Cambodia Girl. I don't know if you know this. I mean, I talk about Ed a lot because I like him. I think he's got a great channel. I like what he talks about. I like to say his is the only channel I actually watch from start to finish. I watch Trevor sometimes, but he does funny times and I catch bits. But Ed actually, his very first video was called Shit Street. That's really funny, actually, if you watch it. But he started off doing poems, and obviously that didn't work for him. And he's gone over to what he does now. But if you go right back to the very beginning, you'll see that poem, Cambodia. It's not bad, actually. Right. Okay. Okay. I was thinking about that. That's a good comment there. That's from Siam. I am. Right. Siam. I am. He says, best drunk live stream was watching Cheap Charlie cry over killing a rat. It was sad and clinical at the same time. Was he actually really crying on live stream? I'm going to be like bar finders and power lines by the time I finish. I'm going to be throwing something. I've had 3 of these. I'll have to hide these from the missus. Yeah, that's all right. Give it another 5-10 minutes. I keep thinking, oh, people are going to bed, the numbers are going down, then they come back up again. Right, Damon Simmons. I've seen inside Damon's fridge. It's like an off license. Can he beat a bottle of Glen vodka proper gut wash? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Damien, in your garage, your video, you sent me that video of what's inside your fridge. I think if I drank what was inside your fridge, I wouldn't leave your house, but fair play. Okay, Colin likes the old Sam Som. I never liked Thai whiskey. Maybe it's changed a lot. When I first got to Thailand in the early 90s, it was very syrupy. You know, there was two, I can't remember what they are now, but there were 2 brands of Thai whiskey. And I tried them, obviously, you know, being a bit of a drinker in the evenings, I thought I'll try them. And I found them, yeah, syrupy. That's the only way I can describe it. And it was always hard to get whiskey in Thailand in those days. And then they brought out a brand called Black Cat. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. But that Black Cat was like a cheap whiskey from Tesco's, you know, like a 14-pound bottle of standard whiskey. And that was kind of palatable. But other than that, before Black Cat came out, if you wanted whiskey, you had to drink Black Label because I suppose some people could get their taste buds around the Thai whiskey, but I never could. So when I wanted to drink whiskey, when I went out, I didn't want to drink. When I used to go around the bars, I used to ask for a Black Coke Soul because what that is if you have black cola all night, then there's a lot of sugar in it, isn't it? I didn't want to have a lot of sugar. If I have soda, blackened soda, it was a bit tasteless. So I used to, it's quite common in Bangkok actually, you say Black Soul Coke, and it's half soda, half Coke. And what that does, it gives you that little bit of taste of sweetness from the Coke, but not too much sugar. This is like a stream for alcoholics, isn't it? But we'll carry on. Right. Let's put that up from Black Bolt. I love that picture, by the way. I keep saying I'm going to find out who that is. He's an actor. That picture's an actor with that dapper hat on. I've seen so many of his films. I just can't remember. Put us out of our misery and tell us who it is, Black Bolt. The drunk live streams start off being funny, then it gets bad quick. Like I said, Black Bolt, it's like feeding a monkey, isn't it? If you're watching somebody perform and they get drunk, really drunk, people start sending them super chats just so that they'll perform. That will never happen to me. I don't want people to send me super chats to get me drunk because it won't happen. When I get to the point where I think, oh, I've had too much, I'll go. It's like Ed when he does his stream. He has just enough, but he doesn't go over the top. Right, Seamus Doherty, does that guy, Bar Finds a Pound, still have a channel? I guess so. But I've watched a couple of his where he'll probably slate me now. He'll probably make a video and say that guy on Thailand-Bound does nothing but slate me. But he's I don't know why he's got a channel, to be honest with you, because he just gets so much crap. But maybe he likes it. Maybe he's a sadist. I don't know. Right, Thais drink whiskey like it's water. That's from Nick. I'll tell you what it is, Nick. Not so much in Bangkok and that. They do enjoy a drink, of course, and when they go for it, they really go for it. But you know, a lot of foreigners, my experience in Thailand, a lot of foreigners who hook up with a bar go up north and try to live that Thai lifestyle in a village. I made a video, it's on the channel now, it's called Don't Become an Alcoholic in Thailand, because what happens is there's two things that happen. Guys retire and then they've got nothing to do. If you talk to anybody in Thailand who retires, you've got to have something to do. Either take up fishing, bike riding, start a little business. You cannot go to Thailand and just do nothing, because what will happen, you'll end up in the bars, you'll be drinking every day, you'll become an alcoholic, and you'll have an early death. And the other thing that happens is you get these guys, they go out there, they got, you know, they might be not wealthy, but they're fairly well off, got some decent pensions. They meet Nock, who works in some bar, who's, you know, he hooks up with, she becomes his girlfriend. She comes from some village in the middle of Isan near Konkan, so nothing there. And he moves up and he thinks he can live that. And I've seen this so many times. These guys think, I want to live in the village, the Thai lifestyle, my money will go further. Well, of course, what happens, there's no other foreigners up there. So they live in this little hamlet, and the main high street of the village is like a dust track, you know, houses on stilts made out of wood. I mean, you couldn't even call them houses, shacks, you know, and the local 7-Eleven is like it's just a flipping, well, I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build a picture here. And these guys go to these villages, and of course, nighttime, there's very little light in the village. There's no other foreigners, and it becomes an escapism. They get into alcohol. And that's when, you know, when I read these quirky stories and say, like last week, guy in a village came out shooting at police. He's an English guy. Another guy, you know, he went mental and he started hammering down his girlfriend's door who'd run off. That's what happens. They become hardcore alcoholics and they go crazy. So, you know, you've got to be careful, haven't you? All right. I think I'm doing the same now because I'm on number 3. Okay. Yeah, you've been to Cambodia as well, haven't you, Ed? Mekong whiskey in Cambodia is ace, just a dash of Coke. Yeah. What did I drink when I was in? I think I was on the beers in Cambodia because I didn't feel safe when I was in Cambodia, so I was a little bit cautious. I didn't want to drink too much, but that's just me being a girl's blouse. Right. Have we still got anybody in? Yeah, we've still got over 100 in. We'll keep going for a while. Blimey, this is the longest stream I've ever done. Right, as long as you guys keep contributing, I'll keep going for a while. Black Bolt says, Thai whiskey tastes more like rum. Yeah, I can't really remember, but I know it was very syrupy, thick, you know, for me. All right, I'll tell you what, let's break up. I've still got a couple of stories here. Let's do a couple of quirky stories. I've done that. I've done the British man. Here's one. And this is true. I got this I think it was a Tiger Day. Right, so the title of this, taxi explodes after hitting a truck driver. The driver burns to death. Early this morning, a taxi cab in Bangkok hit a freight truck. The taxi then exploded, trapping the driver inside, who burnt to death. The incident happened on Unnut Road, say Chief of Police. That's awful, isn't it? Shouldn't have read that one really this late into the stream. Here's another one. You know what I just told you about, these crazy guys who do stupid things. Right. The title of this one is Dutch man arrested for allegedly selling used cars with fake registration. Thai immigration police arrested a 35-year-old man from the Netherlands who ran a dodgy used car business where he allegedly faked the vehicle's registrations. Police said his visa was 10 years over. 10 years overstay. I wonder how much his fine was. Welcome to Thailand. Police identified the Dutchman as Stanley Ritchie. They say he ran a second-hand car business and had a business page on Facebook under the name Car Planet. I hope we haven't bought a car from him. Allegedly, Stanley would buy cars in Pattaya from people who couldn't keep up the payments, then sell the cars with fake registrations. So he's another guest in the Hilton. We've done that one. I didn't want to miss it. I think I've done all of them now. Okay. Here's one. I should have got a picture of this one. So I've had to kind of change the words on this because I didn't. Again, me being cautious, I didn't want to say the words. So the heading of this one is Bangkok entertainment workers, and I think you know what I mean by entertainment workers, right? That's a code. Bangkok entertainment workers and bar staff call for monthly cash handouts. High heels were lined up on the ground and underwear was tied to the gate outside Government House in Bangkok this morning as the city's ex-workers, that's my word, ex-workers. Another bar and nightlife staff called for monthly cash handouts. COVID restrictions shut down bars and nightclubs, leaving many out of work for months. Only a group of around 20 gathered, some people wearing bikinis over their clothes due to restrictions in Bangkok. No more than 20 people are allowed to gather. Pairs of high heels were neatly placed outside with messages attached. A sign said, "No money, no honey, no GDP." So that's the stories for tonight, guys. So, I mean, you know, really, at the end of the day, you've got to feel for these people, haven't you? Because, you know, there's no safety net in Thailand, and it must be flipping awful. As Ed said months ago, you know, all we got to worry about is we can't go to Thailand. We live in nice houses, we eat good food, and we've still got a job. But those people out there, they've lost their jobs, they've got nothing coming in, they've got no assistance. It's a nightmare. I do really feel sorry for them. I am. Thanks again for that. That's the second one of the night. Content always keep up the good work. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Content always wins over a number of subscribers. Keep up the good work. Your audience doesn't fancy trick gimmicks to dazzle. I'll show that. I'm glad you said that. Takatan says he stages a lot of it. I mean, I know you're not talking about me, but who are you talking about? The bar fines and power lines. He stages a lot of it. Paul Hoskin. The doctor said I'm a heavy drinker, so I'm going on a diet. All right. I'm actually on a diet. If you didn't catch it at the beginning of the stream, I'm actually on a diet right now because I've turned into a slaughterhouse pig rather. You know, I've always been around 100 kilos, which is about 10 kilos overweight anyway. I should be under 90, but I shot up to 115. I've been on a diet for about a month. The first week or so, I lost sort of 2-3 kilos instantly, but that's all water. It's really hard to maintain it. I've now lost about, I only weigh myself on a Sunday. I've lost about, I'd say 6.5 kilos if you do kilos. I think 1 kilo is about 2.2 pounds, something like that. So I'm getting there, but the problem is I only weigh myself on a Sunday and it's demoralizing. I can't get the word out. You stand on the scales and it says you've lost 0.5 kilo, but that's how it goes. My problem is I go hardcore in the day. I don't have breakfast. I have fruit for lunch. I have a salad for dinner or a homemade Mr. Stroney soup that my missus makes. And then in the evening, I drink beer and then I get a little bit snacky at night and I start picking and, you know, but it is going down. So watch this space. I don't know if you remember a few months ago, I've still got a little bit of a chubby face, but I mean, I had a lot more here, you know, so hopefully it will go down. The only problem with losing weight, Bangkok Diaries, the guy we were talking about earlier, he lost a lot of weight, about 25 kilos, and he actually looked a lot older than when he was chubby. He looked fairly okay. Not that he doesn't look okay now, but he looks a lot older. Okay, let's catch up with some of these. What is that? Francesca, oh dear, huge chemical. Okay, so I can't, you know, Francesca, I don't want to say the name of the user, the guy's username who told me about this earlier because it's quite rude. But actually, somebody told us about this. He said, "Oh, I've just heard a massive explosion outside my window." So you're saying it's a huge chemical factory explosion? And I know you live in Bagnao, don't you? In the I won't say the apartment building, but I know where you live. So that factory must be fairly close to you. I'll find out from Simon and I'll update later. All right. Oh, excuse me. Colin Kerry, how's Nat doing? She's funny. How's her buffalo? Well, you know, she needs the cash, Colin. You know, she might have to find another sponsor. She's got the house, she's got the shop, she's got the go-go bar now, but you never know when Nat, she might want a bit more. And if you missed last Wednesday, we had the animation of Nat answering questions to everyone. It's quite comical, actually. Okay, 2 hours, 20 minutes. I'm going to have to pack up soon, guys, because I need to go to the toilet for one thing. Right, marky mark. Benidorm sets in and people start drinking. Oh, sorry, boredom sets in and people start drinking. Need to have a reason to get up in the morning. Yeah, I mean, you touch it. There's two things actually. There's not just, a lot of people don't know this, but there's not just alcoholism. There's something called. Somebody told me about it. It's called. I can't remember the name of it, but it's where you can drink a lot, but you still function. So people who drink every single day and they drink a lot every single day, but they can still function in life. It's called, there's a name for it. I can't remember what it is, but it's a next level under alcoholism. I think I'm probably one of them because I have a drink most days, but I've got a golden rule. I never drink in the daytime. Right, high five. Did you hear about the Thai monk that saw an image? No, I haven't. He's probably been on the Thai whiskey. I should think. They're high five. I haven't read about that, but I will have a look for it. Dave Andrew, I've been drinking. I haven't heard of that one. Okay, well, glad to have you here, David. We're all. I think everybody's having a little bit of a drink now. High five. Okay. Yeah. Being Mr. Safety again. I don't really want to get into the religious thing, but I'll put that up so people can see it. But I won't say anything. Okay. Damon, I'm surprised you're still here because you normally go to bed about 10:30, don't you? Well, I must be doing something right, Damon, because you're still here. Because I know normally when I do a stream on a Saturday, you're like, great stream, thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm off to bed. But you're still here. It's a Sunday night, 20 past. Crack open another beer, Damon, and we'll see how it goes. We'll give it till, I don't want to put a time, 5-10 minutes, see how it goes. Right. Okay. Sam Moffat said, that's not good. I've got a friend who lives off on the Nook Road. So, Sam, you're talking about the taxi driver. It's awful, isn't it? Because, he's out at work. His wife and kids probably are waiting for him. He's hit this freight truck and the taxi, he's got stuck in his awful. Okay. Yeah, you thought another good name there. Peter, how is Nat doing? She's doing very well. She's got a bar from Jason. She's getting a house built from Dave. Her sister's got the little shop next to the house. So she's doing really well. But the story has a few twists in it yet. So stay tuned, as they say. Right. 20 Rothmans. Dave Andrew, okay. You're talking to someone else. All right. Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about the Thai entertainment workers there. Feel bad for them. No help at all from their own government. Yeah, it's pretty difficult for them. Yeah. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Siam, I am. It's like it's like we said. The Prime Minister said, "Oh yeah, we're going to open up in 120 days on the 1st," and what happens? Now it's the 15th. So just get through a few more of your before I go. Right, Tilt says this is a channel I watch actually. He says Brian Flowers is on a diet and putting his weight at bottom of the screen. All right. I mean, I don't think people are that interested in it that I'm going to put my weight at the bottom of the screen. I am on a diet, but what I tend to do is if anybody's interested, I tell them once and that's it. Brian's quite, if you don't know Brian Flowers, he runs a bunch of bars in Pattaya. He's got several businesses and he has a lot of people have a go at him. I think it's just jealousy and he kind of confronts them face on. And he's quite a sensible guy, actually. I listen to his streams when I'm out with a dog. I listen to what he says, and I do leave the odd comment. He never, ever responds to my comments, but I still listen to him anyway. Right, a Nomad Overseas. Weighing scales are a really bad way to judge weight loss. Better to use Taylor's measuring tape, e.g. you will weigh less after you go to toilet than before. Okay, bit too much detail there. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. Yeah, Siam, I am. I won't put that up, but honestly, that isn't actually what happened with him. I don't want to get into an argument with you, but he uses other people's money. So in other words, what he does is if he opened a bar that was quite successful, other people come to Pattaya, they want to retire, they don't want to necessarily work too much, but they've got money to invest. And he kind of says, well, look, I can, like his father, I'll set up the bar, you just invest. And I think that's how he does it. I honestly, I might be wrong. I'll apologize if I am, but I don't think he was left money by his father. As far as I know, when he was in Pattaya, he had £600 to his name, and he built up from there. If that's a true story, then well done to the guy. Nicholas Fletcher, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, Sam, it's not there is a name for it. It's not high function alcohol, because my sister was a social worker and a probation officer, really popular. But she told me what it was, because she dealt with a lot of these people. And what it is, they're people that got, some of them have got real high flying jobs where, you know, they wear suits and they go into meetings, but what they do, they drink all night and they're okay in the morning, a bit hungover, but it's got the word social in it. Social, not social accepting. I can't remember. But it is in that. But thanks anyway. Good one. Function alcoholic. No, it's not that, because they're not quite an alcoholic. They are dependent on alcohol, but then an alcoholic. I mean, I knew an alcoholic, and he used to get up at 4 a.m. and have half a glass of a glass of white lightning cider, go back to bed, and then when he woke up in the morning, he'd have a can of Stella. That would start the day off, and slowly throughout the day, he'd start building up more and more, and you know, he'd hit the cheapest whiskey you can get by the evening. He died when he was 50, liver disease, cirrhosis. So it's not an alcoholic. No, is it? I think it's conditioned drinker. I think that's what it is. It's called a conditioned drinker, and that's somebody who drinks every day. They're dependent on alcohol, and that could be any of us. I could be a conditioned drinker, but they can function normally, you know. Right. Taxi driver. I'm watching golf and listening to stream at the same time. Playoff in Detroit. All right. Well, at least you're still listening. Let me just. This is going to go off this TV if I just. That's it. Probably not. I'll put that up on screen. Okay, you're going to correct me there, Francesco. I know Simon's done the same. I'm Bangwa. This is near Bangna area, far from me. I know where you are because you live near Simon, and I know exactly where you are because I've taken the train there many, many times in the past, and I know where you are, as they say. Right. I'm off for 40 winks. Right. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Francesca. As I say, we don't have many females joining the stream, and as I always say, and I'm not hitting on you because I know you're married with a family, but that is a lovely picture. And thanks for joining us tonight, Francesca. And hopefully we'll see you again. Right. Thanks, Damien. Right, Jason. Right, I know you're not lying, Damien, because you're still here. You're normally, like I say, you're normally off, aren't you? I might have to go to the loo in a minute. Jason Finch is still saying this. He's saying, Patty, what about Maggie Mays and the K Club? Right. So let me take a guess. When you say Maggie Mays, I'm going to translate that as freelancers. The Cave Cub, I'm going to say you're talking about the Beach Road. Right, I'm going to do a squeaky door here for Ed. I don't have a squeaky door, but I've never done this on a stream before. I've got to get up because I've got to use the loo. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, you're still there? Oh, a few people have gone off. Never mind. Yeah, normally I can get through a live stream without going to the loo, but it's been like 2.5 hours. I said to myself tonight, because it's Sunday, I've got to work in the morning. I'll only do 1.5 hours, but you know, the comments are still coming in. So obviously you guys are still engaging. So I'll keep it going for a little while longer. Right, Jason says Stephen works at Maggie Mays and the Cave Club. Right, okay. There's a big thing going on about this, Jason. You're sort of possessed about this Maggie Mays and the Cave Club. Right. Right. Damon says, has the girl in the background got shorts on? Yeah, I've changed that, Damon. It was a bit racy, that one, wasn't it? I like to kind of try and change these pictures as we're going along. Let's do a real Thai one. There you go. Soy 4. That's looking towards the end of Soy 4 where the police box is, as if you're walking up. Nana will be on your right. Right, David Baker. Peter, what's your favorite hotel chain to stay? I don't stay in a hotel, David. I've mentioned this lots of times. I stay in a hotel. It's right at the end of Soy 4. So if you come out of Nana, turn left, you go right to the end, you've got the tobacco factory, and you've got a Thai hotel. It's very, very comfortable. It's not cheap now. It's about £1,400 a night. I don't think it's actually worth what they're charging now, but I always take the renovated rooms. But it's like a home from home. I know that sounds corny. And all the staff, they know me by name. I've been staying there for sort of 20 odd years. And, you know, when you go out to Nana, it's a perfect place, isn't it? I do the walk of shame every night. So I'll come out of Nana, I buy a burger outside, and I walk down and I get accosted by everything all the way down. Sometimes I make it back, sometimes I don't. But that's called the, I think it's called the Thai. It used to be called the Nana Thai Mansion, and then they changed it to the Nana Suites. But it's a great hotel. It's very discreet. Out of the way, they've got a free tuk-tuk service. And I could stay in places for half the price, but as I say, it's a home from home. And they've got a great coffee shop. So if I'm feeling hungry, I can just put on a t-shirt and a pair of shorts, go down in, you know, and have a plate of rice or something. As long as you order the Thai food, it's great. Okay. Social drinker. No, MP, we've done that now. It's called a conditioned drinker. That is definitely the official name for it, conditioned drinker. Black Bolt. Yeah. Absolutely, that's true. Richard Burton would go out all night, then hit the stage and never miss a line. That's a legend anyway. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of it to other people. Richard Burton, he was a chronic alcoholic. I mean, the guy drank 24/7. I don't think he could function without a drink. Another bad alcoholic was, when I say bad, not he was bad. He drank a hell of a lot. Was the English actor, a very big actor. What was his name now? He always played the macho part, 70s actor. I forgot. I shouldn't have mentioned it. Maybe somebody will tell me. Big 70s actor, macho parts. Can't remember, but he's a real big alcoholic. Maybe somebody will tell me. Marky Mark, you know you've got a problem when you start pouring whiskey on your cornflakes, yeah, or even in your coffee. I've seen people do that. You know, I had a golden rule in Thailand when I was there, when I lived there. I'm repeating myself because I've said this before, but as we've got the late night drinkers in now, I will say it. But I had a golden rule, whereas I would never drink in the daytime in Thailand. And the reason for that is it was so easy to do. And I was actually paranoid. I was afraid I would become an alcoholic, because when I lived in Thailand, I had a bar in my apartment. When I say a bar, I mean, you picture some lavish thing with neon lights. I mean, I had a few bottles and a fridge. So I had a bar, and I went out most nights, and I did used to drink, like, you know, I'd start off at 9. Well, in those days, you went out later, but I'd drink for 3 or 4 hours, do my stuff in the day. But I had this golden rule. I never, ever drank in the daytime. Sometimes I'd go to a friend's house. They'd have a pool. There'd be 2 or 3 guys drinking Heineken or Singer, whatever it was, and then give one to me. I say, look, sorry guys, I just don't drink in the day, and I'll have a Coke or something like that. And I was really paranoid that I would become an alcoholic. And to this day, I still drink in the evenings, and I enjoy a good drink, but I will not touch it in the day. I just, it is a fear of mine. I just think if I can not drink in the day, I'll be fine. Okay, let's talk about something else. It sounds like a support group for alcoholics, doesn't it? Okay, Damien's off to bed. He's took the dog out to the garden. Okay, thanks, Damien. You've been in for a while. I think it's pretty much it for me, watering the plants. I hope he's not watering the plants, Damien. They'll die. Let me just try and pick out a few. Does your wife ever watch a channel, Marky Mark? No, she doesn't. She's really, well, I suppose it's lucky, really. What it is with my wife, I don't know if you know, I've got a Korean wife. I met her when she was 19, when I worked in a hotel in Korea. She's great. She doesn't put any pressure on me. She was with me in Thailand. I spent a lot of time on my own in Thailand. She went back to Korea to visit family. We trust each other. And I know that probably sounds like people are like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, we know. But no, I mean, she's great. The Korean culture is the same as Japanese culture. She lets me do my thing. She's totally not interested in what I do on here. She knows what I do. I've tried to say, look at this video, but she's not interested. So she's upstairs now. She's watching her Korean TV movies. I'm in here doing this. And no, Stuart, absolutely right, mate. If there was a first prize tonight, you would get it. That's what I was thinking of. Oliver Reed. He was a chronic drunk, and he came onto a show one night and did this dance. I think it was Jonathan Ross or something like that. Or Michael Parkinson. Absolutely embarrassing. But yeah, he was a total chronic drunk. Okay, where are we now? Right. Okay, let me just talk about that. Right, Javier Lopez. Peter, you should bring out merchandise like cool T-shirts from the cartoon characters. David, Nat, and Jason on the front of fancy T-shirts. CB Media is selling stuff. Yeah, but Javier, like I keep saying, I mean, you might not believe this, but I'm not in this for the money. I am monetized because it's a lot of work, and at the end of the day, people have given me some super chats today. That's great, and they really will go into the Cronenberg fund. I'll buy a few beers with it. But it's not a business. Simon's got a factory. He's got his business. I work. I've got some properties to rent out. This is for fun. We enjoy it. The little bit of money that comes in, and it is a little bit of money, we use it for a few beers. If I go to Thailand, I've got a couple of extra quid extra in my pocket. Great. I appreciate it. But I don't want to start we tried to do some merchandise selling. Damien bought a couple of bits off us. It didn't fly out the window. And I said to Simon, let's just pack it in. It's not worth it. Right. Siam, I am. Peter O'Toole, was he a drinker? Was he? I don't know about him. George Best, well, yeah, a legend. He had a new liver, and then he did the same thing, didn't he? I watched a documentary about George Best, fantastic football player. Why did I say George Benson? I watched a documentary about George Best, and he used to go to his local pub. They knew him. He'd be knocking on the door at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if they were open at sort of 11 o'clock, he'd get down at 9:30, tap the glass. Landlord, oh, it's George. He'd let him in. He'd sit in the corner, read his paper, and he'd have a couple of glasses of wine, and that was how he started off. But the pub landlord used to let him in at 9, and I don't know whether it was legal or not, but he'd sit down and read his paper, and he'd drink, and it went on from there. And the guy died from alcoholic poisoning. Shame, really, such a talent. David Andrew, Peter, only been to Gulliver's for a drink. Where is a nice place to stay near this area? Dave, I mean, that's a really difficult one. And I'll tell you why, because there are so many nice places to stay. One thing about Thailand, you'll never have a problem finding somewhere to find good food, somewhere to stay, and entertainment. It doesn't matter what your budget is, whether you're a high flyer or you're on a budget, there's something for everybody. You can go on sites like Agoda, all these travel sites. There's lots of great places. I could name you a few, but they'd be my favorite places that I like, and they might not necessarily be what you like. There's just so much choice. That's the great thing about Thailand. You'll never be stuck to find a hotel or a good meal. Ahmet, hello. Are you going back to Thailand? $1 million question is it? I'm hoping to get a ticket out there for Christmas. I won't do any of this Sandbox stuff, but if it all opens up in around December, like they say it will, then I'll try and have Christmas out there. Right, Siam, I'm the opposite. I wake up at 5. Okay, yeah. I mean, I do like the early mornings, but the thing is, I like to watch the odd film, and the odd YouTube late at night. So sometimes it's difficult to wake up in the mornings. Nick Franco, has anyone stayed at the Banyan Tree? I think I might book a night. That's from that photograph, isn't it? Very nice, very nice. Okay, Hard Tulip sent me a sticker there. Thanks for that, Hard Tulip. You're in every stream. I do appreciate that. David Baker, Peter, quick question for you. What is your favorite Thai Buddhist festival and why? My favorite Thai Buddhist festival, I'll be totally frank with you, I don't like any of them. And the reason why you can't get a drink, we keep talking about alcohol. And like I say, it's like a support channel tonight for alcoholics. Right, all seriousness, I'm not really keen on the festivals in Thailand, because normally when they bring out a festival, they close all the bars, you can't drink. And when I go to Thailand, I go for a good time. I like Songkran. I don't even know if that's a Buddhist festival or not, because I'm not the sort of person who looks into it. I just go with the flow. I've been in Pat Pong when they've been throwing water all over the place. I got into it. I bought one of these electric water pistols. And so in answer to your question, I'm not really keen on them, because you can't drink. You're restricted, aren't you? Right, Tilt, have you ever met Magic Man in Who Else? Who's Magic Man? Right, yeah, okay, Siam, I am. Okay, I don't want to say anything, but I'm smiling. Right, Paddy, that's a great name, Paddy Pepsi. Paddy Pepsi, what a name. I like to say hello. Love watching your Thailand-Bound streams. All the best. Yeah, thanks, Paddy. Appreciate that. I haven't seen I recognize all the names that come into the stream most weeks. I don't recognize you, so I'm sure it's your first time. So welcome. I'm nearly done now. Blimey. Do you know, I was going to do an hour and a half tonight. I started at 10. I've been yakking. It's 20 to 12. I can't believe I've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, Mr. Loikatong, like everybody else, probably 4 months, 15th of October. I hope to get there for Christmas. Yeah, Black Bolt, Indonesia is having a problem with this situation. Yeah, a lot of Southeast Asia is actually. Right, Bob Cassidy, CB media is okay except for those comments about Thai police. I don't want to say that word. I'll put it up. Yeah, I mean, I've only watched a couple of his videos and they were very good actually. The one I watched was when he went to the kind of motorbike race. All the Thais were going down on the tank, and I can understand why he's got 300,000 plus subscribers, because he goes out there and makes some really good videos. It's not really my kind of channel, but it's good. I'll just say that. I think it's good anyway. Easy Company, hi, how you doing? Right, Nick Franco, I'm ready to stow away to a cargo ship. Yeah, but the problem is, Nick, you'll get there and everything's closed. Yeah, I'll put your name up there, Pepsi. I love that name, by the way. It's a great name. Yes, it's your first time in the chat. I don't know how long you've been here, Paddy. I'm nearly done. This is the longest live stream I've ever done. It's a record, actually. I normally do 2 hours. It's been 2 hours, 40 minutes. I drank 3 Kronenbergs. I normally drink 2, but we are coming to the end. And although we've had less people in tonight, because I normally do it on a Saturday, it's a Sunday, it's been nice. I mean, it's been nice. Right. Alexander, yeah, stock market not good in Asia for the situation. Colin Kelly, great love chat. I'm going out February. What was that? Stumbling first. Yeah, Stumbling is a great bar, isn't it? I mean, big dogs or stumblebirds. Big dogs or stumble in, because they're just situated. The problem is you can never get a seat on the edge because everybody wants to sit there and watch everybody going into Nana. Sometimes I'll go into Lucky Luke's, but then it's hard to get a seat there as well. Right, let me just put that up. Ryan Bewin, are you friends with Do More Life? No, I've never met him. I haven't watched his streams for about a year, but before I did my YouTube channel and after I started my YouTube channel, I used to watch Jeremy's channel quite a lot. I don't know what he does now, but I liked him, and I'll tell you why I liked him. Several reasons. One, I love his accent. He sounds like a real character from a movie, doesn't he? He's got this southern droll American accent, and he was talking. I watched one of his early videos where he was talking about don't screw up in Pattaya, like don't mess about, don't get in trouble. And he was like, I don't care, if you're a black belt in judo or you're military trained, don't come over here and try and make out you're a tough guy, because it'll come and stop. But because of his accent, it actually came across as funny. I know he had some real serious addiction problems. I'm not telling you that, telling you something he wouldn't want you to know, because he made a video where he told everybody about that. But Jeremy had these really bad addiction problems in America. I think he must have been on drugs or alcohol or both. He decided to get his life together. He went to the Philippines. He straightened himself out. Fair play to the guy. I admire that. And then he moved to Thailand. The last video I watched of his, he was just moving into an apartment. Because of my YouTube channel, I haven't had time to watch him. I actually gave Jeremy a couple of super chats in the early days. And I give Ed Sweeney a super chat last Wednesday. When was he on? Was it Monday or something? But I give Jeremy one. And he came across as quite a good guy. He's very sensible, very knowledgeable. But fair play to him. He was really addicted to some substances. And yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. I don't know about now. It might be totally different. But in answer to your question, that was a long way of saying, no, I don't really know him. Right, Bob Cassidy, Thais would love CB just because he covers the sports that Thai people love and respect to the Thai. Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a petrol head, isn't he, CB Media? But, that's good. He's got his niche. Mr. Loikatong, what type of visa do you have for Thailand? I used to have a non-immigrant, and I can't remember what it's called, but a long-term visa. I wasn't at retirement age, but now I just go on a tourist visa now because I can only get over there for 2 or 3 weeks because I work. I've got stuff I do here. So, I lived there for years and years and years. Now I go back on holiday. I don't need more than a month, and if I need more than a month, I can go and get it extended for a further month, 60 days. All right. Fran Rush, good night. Thank you for that. Alcoholism is a problem in every country, but it seems more prevalent in Thailand. Andrew Ryan, good day, Pete. Right, so everybody's sort of nipping off now. It's getting late. Do More Life is a good channel. I've watched him since the Philippines, Black Belt. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm very happy tonight because I've been here for 2 hours, 45 minutes. I'm really surprised that so many of you have been here. At its best point, there was nearly 200 in. We've still got 128 in, which is less than I normally have on a Saturday night. But to be fair, probably not so many people know. But it's been engaging. I'm glad you like the competition. I might bring that in next week. I'll be back on Wednesday for a stream with Simon. And we've got another one of these kind of picture competitions. I've got about 20 for that one. And I'll be doing that on Wednesday. As I say, the story, I will do it this Saturday again, but it's going to be every other week. So there'll be like a cartoon Nat and Dave on Saturday. My stories on a Saturday. The following week will be Nat and Dave again, and so on. And then we'll have the streams every other week with me on a Saturday, Simon and me on a Wednesday. And we're going to be bringing some more stuff into it. So, guys, thanks ever so much. I've really enjoyed it. It's been interesting. Good comments. And I'll next see you on, what we today? Sunday. On Wednesday, just 3 days. So, guys, thanks a lot. And I'll see you all.